make sure you double-check that it really is from your club and not an impersonation scam.
Catherine O'Hara received a posthumous trophy at today's ACTA Awards, formerly the SAG Awards. Co-star Seth Rogen accepted the statue for Best Female Actor in a Comedy Series for the studio on her behalf.
She really showed that you can be a genius and be kind, and one of those things does not have to come at the expense of the other in any way, shape or form. Australian
Jacob Elordi lost to Sean Penn and Rose Byrne lost to Jessie Buckley. And King Charles' popularity has plunged in the wake of his handling of the scandal engulfing his brother. A new poll reveals just 28% of Britons think the royal family's handled the Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor scandal well. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block is the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, build with Sterling Homes.
Hawthorn's Jai Newcombe has been offered a one-week suspension for his tackle on Western Bulldog Ed Richards in last Friday night's pre-season clash. AFL boss Andrew Dillon is confident the players will adapt to the 7 new rule changes amid recent criticism. Victorian authorities say closed airspace over the Middle East won't cause any delays or disruptions to this weekend's Australian Grand Prix. The Matildas have made a winning start to the Women's Asian Cup, defeating the Philippines 1-0. And Arsenal have moved 5 points clear at the top of the EPL table after a win against Chelsea. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Jeps Cross, a crash Main North Road near Matthews Road. Slow for works at Woodville Park, David Terrace near Leslie Street. And getting quite busy at the moment South Road through Mile End. Kind of normal this time of the afternoon. Cameras Crossroad, Myrtle Bank and Peacock Road in the Parklands. No lock-in contracts, no hidden fees. Join Revo Fitness from just $9.69 per week for 24/7 access to any Revo Fitness club across Australia. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Wednesday mostly sunny 27, Thursday sunny and 27. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, surrender or be killed. President Trump's ultimatum to Iran as he vows to avenge US deaths. Oil prices soar, tankers bombed and international shipping paralysed. We're live in the conflict zone. Also, a new injection to help Aussies going bald or grey. And a look back as Adelaide's iconic O-Barn turns 40. 9 News. Your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. Adelaide's only local sports show. The 5AA Sports Show.
Coming up, pre-season's finally over. Jordan Lewis prepares us for the real deal. We ask if opening round really works in the northern states with Jason Akamanis and your calls on the Crows and Power this weekend. Welcome to our Monday Footy Review.
Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
Oh, thank you, Sammy. Yeah, opening round of the AFL is Thursday. Campo's just pulled the thing fair square out of the container there. We'll get to that. Crows off a solid hit out, 10 outs. We'll get to that. Butters and Georgiadis back in. They're 10 goals better with them. And as I said, we'll touch on all of that with our resident coach, Scotty Camprioli. Now, what happened there?
I just tried to move the microphone and the whole thing came out.
Jesus.
I thought I was a bit like Freddie Mercury there, like rolling around on stage with the microphone and the extension bits.
He used to do that, didn't he? That was his thing, wasn't it?
Well, no, I'm not Freddie Mercury, but...
Hey, just a couple of questions.
Yes.
All clubs, they've obviously switched to what they call game mode. So just for the start, explain what that is for people out there.
Well... Essentially what it would be, it's for the teams that particularly have got a full list to pick from, it's a bit of a dress rehearsal to what it would look like round one. Yep. But what they do is they go from the pre-season program, which is essentially probably 3 sessions a week, into a match mode, which would be 2 sessions a week, a day off, and then you play, and then a recovery on the next day.
There's a lot of recovery.
Yeah, so it's more based around, probably a skill session and then a match sort of simulation training session, still your weights, whatever, but less load, less speed, often on the track, probably within an hour.
So would all teams, and we'll concentrate on our two, know exactly what their starting team will be round one? all things being equal, and there's no injuries or no surprises in the next 13 days, they'd have a fair idea in their head.
I would think so.
Who's in? Yeah. And I guess the only thing that might be a question mark is how they're going to pick that 25th man, which was a sub. That is now a starter on the bench.
Or 23rd.
22, sorry. Yeah, a ruckman.
An extra mid. Do you go another forward? Do you go a hybrid player? Do you want an impact player? All those questions.
And I think that'll evolve, won't it?
Well, I think once again, it's even when it was the sub rule, it's based on who you're playing against. So it's a little bit more based around your opposition. What have you got available to you? Have you got some sore players from an injury perspective? Do we need to put some in the back, someone's a bit sore in the back half. Do we need someone that can potentially play there? So there's a myriad of things that'll go into it, but I'm glad that they've got rid of it and that player can play. Yeah.
I love your assessment on the game. I heard the call. We lost to Freo by 16 points. At one stage in the last quarter, 13 points up. There were 10 first-choice players out. I'll go through them. Most of them are midfielders. Saligo, Thilthorpe, the last minute. Rankin, Keane, Curtin, Cumming, Hinge, Archie, Peatling and Berry obviously rested. That's 10 outs.
Yep. It's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot. And they've got about 3 or 4 back in, but they had their midfield. So let's start there. How did you think they went against that midfield?
Well, I mean, if you look at just purely the numbers, they got beaten by clearance by 10. The centre bounce was still an issue, mind you, and that's been a bit of an issue throughout this last year as well.
So it's more than just the ruck work, it's the talent, isn't it?
Well, it was a little bit of what happened at ground level as well. Yeah. Now, yes, they had Sarong, they had Brayshaw, they had Young, they had guys that are A-grade midfielders going in there, and without being disrespectful, it was probably only Jordan Dawson, really, from the starting, and a bit of Josh Rochelle would be in Adelaide's A-grade starting centre bounce. So, they had a good look at Charlie Edwards. He had a crack in there. He had 17 disposals, did okay, did some nice things. I think he'll get better with continuity and playing at the level. But once again,
he might be in round one.
Well, you sit there and you're there going, well, geez, there's a lot of those guys that have been picked straight away. So I don't think he's done his chances any harm. It's just what that makeup looks like, and in particular, how much time is Josh Rochelle going to play through there would be one of the indicators, I reckon.
I think until Rankin's back, it might be a little bit more than we thought. Here's Crow's standing coach Murray Davis on the game.
Yeah, overall feeling is happy. Good to get through unscathed, and felt we found out a lot about our group in preparation for round one. That's what these games are important for. Liked our fight. We never gave up, and we had some challenges there during the game, but the lads' intent to fight it out was really pleasing.
Now I'm a little bit biased. Lukey Pedler. He kicked 3. He did some really nice things. There was one passage of play where he pushed off a couple of players with pace, laced out a player and all that sort of stuff. Why didn't he get a squirt in the midfield?
I don't know.
Did they go? They went with Keesey.
They went with Keys.
Break glass.
I just don't understand. I couldn't understand that, mate. Maybe they just wanted to, I'm always trying to think, geez, why would they make that decision and not play?
Experience?
Well, not so much that. I think it was more...
You know what you're going to get?
You know what you're going to get from Keys, and they probably lacked a little bit of run. Now, do they know Luke Pedler better than anyone? And they go, let's not upset him in terms of what we want him to do into round one. He was their best forward, arguably, kicked 3 and was really damaging. So there's partly that, but I think that was the opportunity to perhaps expose him would have been the way I would have gone with it. You had an opportunity to give him really good, strong midfield minutes. They needed some bite around there, some speed and power, and he did do that out of the stoppage. He came up as a hard forward. Couple of don't argues and then came out of there. So he's got that in his kit bag. I don't know, but I'm guessing they're probably not happy with his defensive transition would be the thing that probably is holding him back. That's from an outsider looking in, have no information other than watching Luke play. And I think they like him ahead of the ball, knowing that he can power forward and use his bickies in the forward line rather than having to cover 100 metres up and down the ground.
Yeah, and he gets at them too, doesn't he? McAndrew and Toby Murray in ruck. Toby Murray was more as a forward that went in ruck because Thilthorpe, we know, was out. He had, 33 hit-outs around the ground. I thought he probably not as good as Rob, but here's Murray Davis on the rucks.
We didn't get a chance to see it today, yet we did last week, where it allowed us to keep Rowey permanent forward, and then today Toby Murray had to play more forward ruck. So again, another string to his bow in that regard. So yeah, they're all options for us.
Yeah, they are. They're going to work it out. 13 days until we play Collingwood round 1. Just a couple here. Charlie Edwards, tick.
Yep.
Okay. Rochelli's going to be really good in that midfield, so that's a tick. What about Cook on the wing?
Well, there was a combination of Jones
and Cook,
and Nankervis. Yeah. They were the three that rolled through there, and then Lockie Scholl came on in the last quarter.
Yeah.
That was the rotation. I don't mind Cookie. I think he's got a really nice size, and I think he kicks it well, and I think he potentially can
Clever player.
He can drift forward bit like what Dan Curtin was able to do last year. He's a nice size, and he's a goal kicker, kicked 6 in the sample, so he knows where the goals are.
Yep.
Didn't get a lot. I mean, it was pretty tough conditions. The wind was awful.
Very fluky,
It was awful.
Yeah.
They did a couple of kick-ins that went to the back of the centre circle from full back. It was crazy.
It was howling.
So the ball didn't really change angles too much for those guys to get involved. Chase Jones didn't touch the ball till the third quarter.
No, I saw that.
Yeah. So and that was no fault of his own. Yeah, that's no fault of Chase's. But he ran his normal, really good patterns. He got to the positions he needed to, but you still need to impact the game.
I think you do. Jordan Butts, Keeney's out for at least 6 months.
Yeah. Well,
Buttsy didn't get towed. It was a tough day, wasn't it?
Well, it was a tough day for him, but he got some nice service through the middle of the ground. Their pressure was okay, Adelaide, without being outstanding, and he got a couple of real lead up. I think he only really took one real pack mark. The rest of them was sort of lead up out of a centre bounce. Like
you're talking Josh Tracy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Actually, he's better than a good player now. So Saligo's heart, 50-50. Hasn't done a lot of pre-season, so don't put a lot on that. Thilthorpe will definitely be back. That was a resty. Berry will definitely be back. Peatling's 50-50. Archie, they reckon, might be right. We spoke to Hingy at the, but they haven't done a lot of pre-season. I mean,
this is my next question to you. How many is too many? You talk about it when you go into finals with underdone injured players, and that's always a conversation, isn't it? Like, geez, we've got 3 that are underdone going into a final, and either you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
That's right. So Saligo's underdone.
That's half your team that has probably played 2 full games.
Cummings underdone, Hinge is underdone, Archie's underdone, Peatling's underdone, Berry's okay. He just had the rest, and Thilthorpe also just had the rest. Oh, it's a worry.
And they're playing at the G
good
against
thing
Collingwood.
is Collingwood looks stinky.
Oh, mate, I watched that game.
Did North Melbourne beat them?
Well, I watched that game as well.
They didn't care.
Well, Collingwood had... That was their VFL team, without being disrespectful. They had probably 8 or 9 of their A graders. Dacos, Josh, Nick didn't play. Pendlebury, Sidebottom, Crisp. They had a fair few out as well, to be fair, and it was tough conditions at Ballarat.
Crows v Collingwood MCG. Cannot wait. Have you say, Crow supporters, did you watch it? What do you think? What's too many? How many people are you putting back in, or just play the kids? Play them. They're all in form. 822 300 00. Port won by 73 points. My first one to you, Campo. They smashed the Eagles. Are the Eagles that bad, or Butters and Georgiadis in that team make Port that much better?
Both.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Well, and you can throw in Connor Rozee. He had
how good was he?
We spoke about it yesterday in the call. He literally, I think, said to Josh Carr, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
And I know Connor would be, I'll play wherever he needs to, and it'll be a week-by-week, conversation where they need him. They need Jason Horne-Francis to be up and going to allow Connor to go to halfback.
Yep.
And I think Miles Bergman coming into that group gives them. They've got some good depth through there, but they were unbelievable, those 3.
Oh, they're
were
stars, mate.
They were outstanding.
Yeah, how good.
And they just waxed. They just gave it to each other. It was like watching an under-10s footy game when they said, let's just kick it to each other and we'll get it down the other end of the ground.
God, I'm fearful for West Coast. One game they won last year.
Well, they only had 2 out. They had Duggan and Jinby were the only 2 that they were probably... Tim Kelly as well out of their midfield. Geez, they looked... Vicentini did a good job.
Yep.
Did a good job. So I reckon he's probably going to be around the mark.
He's going to put his hand up. We're going to ask you that, my second question. Here's Josh Carr post-match.
I think it gives everyone confidence in the pre-season, and that's it, really. We've had a really good pre-season. We've had most of the guys out on the track. I think there's a number of clubs that'll be saying the same thing. So really confident in our process and the way we're going about it, but we understand what the journey looks like, and it's not always, I guess, linear in some ways. It's ups and downs, and we'll have losses that we don't want along the way, and we'll win games that people don't expect us to win, but that's the journey of footy.
It certainly is, Josh Carr. They're going to play another one from Josh. The game plan's starting to take shape. We talked about last week the speed they play, the modes they play in. Did they get it right? Did they go slow when they needed to and go fast when they had to? Here's Josh.
Yeah, well, if a team allows us to do that, look, we're going to come up against teams that are going to take our space away, and we're not going to be able to move the ball freely, so we're going to have to take the contest. But if we do create that opportunity, especially when we move the ball on the 45 and we hit it, we've got to make sure we can find some speed off that.
You like Whitlock?
Yeah, he presented
He plays
well.
round one?
I think he does.
And the rucks, Vicentini and Lord?
Well, Whitlock had a crack at it as well, so I think they probably
I don't reckon you want him in the ruck too much, do you?
Well, he was against Duff Tyler, who was a young player as well. Now,
Maybe that's why they did it.
Well, the challenge is against North Melbourne, he's going to have Sherry. So I'm not sure who's really second ruck for him. I'm trying to think, watching the game, but can't remember, but I'll have a think about it.
They have hybrid ones that come from the forward line, don't they?
But I think Whitlock's probably done it. Jumped at the ball, like his attack on the ball.
He's
had a couple of shots at goal, yep.
Toddy Marshall?
Had 5 intercept possessions, took a couple of nice marks.
Building, isn't it?
Yeah, kicked it okay. Had a stinker at one stage, but that's okay.
Yeah.
He looked okay. That would be my concern if I was Josh Carr, just what that back 6 or 7 might look like moving forward.
Against a very good team. Yeah. We're going to get to see that. And the other one's Jason Horne-Francis. He got through, kicked 2. God, he's going to be so important to him.
Yeah, he's obviously a bit worried the week before and had a feeling in his foot, so we're obviously precautionary with what that looked like, and obviously the scan gave him some confidence to know what he's dealing with. So for him, it's just been out there and playing footy. You know, it's not going to be perfect early in the year, and he's probably going to play some more forward time than midfield time, and you know that we're just going to make sure we look after him.
Well, round 1, North Melbourne at Marvel in 14 days, Sunday.
It was. I mean, I agree with Josh. I was worried in the call, wasn't I, Tuggers, around, geez, he just looked, he went in for 1 or 2 centre bounces but played mainly deep forward, Rowey, and that's where he played.
Yep.
And I said to her, I think it's just more about him getting game time and getting 100. Some confidence in his foot. And just after half-time, he sort of just looked like he flicked the switch, and you saw the power and the speed and the change of direction and some of those things. So I think it was a good confidence booster for him without being... you know, his usual self.
Port supporters, have you say, were you happy? I mean, to kick 140 points. I think their efficiency inside 50, they only had 48 entries, 30 shots. That's off the scale.
Well, they kicked 11 from stoppage and 11 from turnover.
That is off the scale. They take that all day, every day. Before we go to the break, would love your call. We've got to mention Alyssa Healy, 158 off 98 balls
in
the
her
final
last game.
That is unbelievable. What a star.
Brilliantly played. An icon of Australian sport. Scores 100 in the final game when she wears the green and gold. It's appropriate. A giant of the sport. Congratulations, Alyssa Healy.
I've hated every mile so much, so today was just sort of an opportunity to go out and enjoy it, and it was, one of the more enjoyable experiences I've had. So thanks to the cricket gods for that.
Oh, it's not cricket gods, you're a talent. She's done a Steve Waugh, the red hanky game.
Well, do you then second guess yourself and go, maybe I can just keep going, just maybe unretire myself?
Just one last one. Sam Kerr's back. She gold for Matildas. We won 1-0 over the Philippines. We had 15 shots to none. Here's Sam.
Across to the back post. Ford is up, wins the header. Kerr! The hometown hero, Sam Kerr, makes it 1-0 to Australia. A first international goal since November of 2023 for Sam Kerr.
Good to have her back.
Yeah.
2023. Goodness me.
It's a long time out.
Guess who we play next? Iran. Well, great for the girls. You know, we're not going to comment on what's happening over there, just our thoughts with everyone, but God, we play Iran. And is South Korea playing North Korea?
No, but South Korea are playing Iran tonight. There is North Korea in the same Asian Cup tournament. There's every chance they could collide at some point.
God, Russia aren't in the Asian market,
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
God for that. 22 past, footy's away. 3 more sleeps. How excited are you? 8223 0000.
Yes, your calls very shortly. We got VIP tickets to give away tonight at the Adelaide Invitational Athletics, which is coming up next weekend. Nathan Basset on the show, new coach of West Adelaide. We'll talk Paralympics as well. Jason Akamanis and Jordan Lewis in the next hour too. So your calls coming up next. Our Monday footy review, the number 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Winning the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery sounds a little like this.
Are you seriously? Are you kidding me?
We're not. A brand new home. A life-changing win.
I can't believe it. That's amazing. Are you for real? I can't believe it. That doesn't happen to somebody like us.
Is it your turn next? Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14894.
Build like a brick house. Basic Trailers make quality trailers of all sizes here in Adelaide. Made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing across SA. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically better.
NRG Solar reckons this one is simple. If you're thinking about adding a home battery, now's the time to act.
We were with Eddie at our 5AA season launch, and he said the government's cheaper home battery program is giving you around 30% off the cost of an eligible home battery. 30%. That's a considerable saving in your back pocket.
Sure is. But from May 1, the way the rebates are calculated all changes, making all future discounts smaller. It means that the best rebates won't last long, but they are available right now.
So do it. Get in touch with the trusted team at NRG Solar. They'll design a system based on how you use your power. It's the only way to get the best out of your smart investment.
Yep. So the key takeaways to this is if you want to lock in strong rebates and make sure your system suits you and your home's needs, get in touch with SA Zone's NRG Solar now or jump online nrgsolar.com.au.
Get saving this month at City Discount Tyres. Grab 3 Falcon Zig ZE 310R passenger car tyres and get the 4th tyre absolutely free. Experience top-notch performance with exceptional grip on both wet and dry surfaces. Steer your way to citydiscounttyres.com.au for even more great deals. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Imagine waking up to a to-do list that includes ACE.
Don't you dare. Fancy a dance?
Downsize and upgrade your lifestyle at a Living Choice retirement resort and swap chores for choices. Gotcha. A choice of locations to live, passions to pursue, and ways to feel young again. For a limited time, enjoy a $10,000 lifestyle package. Conditions apply.
To happy days.
Visit livingchoice.com.au.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, we're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
We felt, Fremantle got such a strong midfield group, and to have Charlie Edwards through there and Toby Murray playing through there as well. Those guys, Billy Dowling played today. We had a number of guys that haven't played a lot of senior footy, and it's good to have depth. That's one of the most pleasing things on the back of, some unfortunate injuries, some are longer term than others, but the fact that you get to have a look at a few of those guys and show that they're more than capable and build depth is really important for any team.
Murray Davis from the Crows speaking. Rowey and Campo here today on a Monday footy review. Timmy back on Friday, 8223 0000 is our number. Share your thoughts from the weekend's pre-season matches. First, here's traffic.
Afternoon at Jeps Cross, a crash causing delays. Main North Road near Matthews Road. A little bit slow at the moment at West Lakes for works. West Lakes Boulevard near Bashir Drive. And a few delays on the freeway just near Littlehampton and Mount Barker at the moment. Cameras, Seaview Road, McLaren Vale and McGill Road at McGill. Look for the RAA sign at over 400 independent RAA approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
Yeah, love your calls. We are interactive. 822 300 is the sport line number. Melbourne list boss Tim Lamb, he's been doing it for a number of years. He knocked back a strong approach by my club, Adelaide, to stay with the Demons. He was probably the architect on building that 2021 team that won that flag, been with them since 2021. So if they're headhunting candidates, that would suggest to me that Hamish Ogilvy's going to stay in recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be correct?
Yep.
Craig Vozzo's name's been in the frame. We know Voz was a fantastic player manager, then a list manager, and then a football manager at West Coast, and out to Essendon as a CEO. I mean, if he's in town and he's available, that's great. I've got a left field one. I haven't rang this bloke on it, but Andrew Pays, he was the footy director for a number of years, and he sat as the chair of the list management team for a number of years when Stewie was there, and it was a real committee. He's a banker. He knows the game well. And when you're a list manager, you've got to get the numbers right. You be good with numbers. But it's the negotiation. It's the way you convince people and talk to people, the respect that you speak to them to attain players and retain players and attract players. I reckon he'd be fantastic. And he's probably listening to this going, Rowey, shut up, I haven't got time, but...
We might. Maybe he'd like a phone call.
If you can't crowbar out an incumbent. Now I would have said their first call would have been Andrew Mackie at Geelong. Bringing that IP back here, wow. Or Sydney's, these clubs that have been up the top for a while, which they call sustained success. There's templates how you do that. If they're all a no, well, then you've got to go to that next tier. I reckon they'd be mad not to give him a call.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I used to speak to him all the time about it, and God, he's a smart lad. Great operator, football brain, loves the footy. I reckon he was on the board for 10 or 12 years. So he knows the system, knows the club. Anyway, that's just a left field one. And the other Crows news, for those that are interested, the SSPs had to be signed today. Port have made their calls. Crows made theirs. Tom Bell will just go back to the sample. He was a train-on. And Zach Foote apparently did very well in the sample team last week. They've both been told no thank you, but that doesn't mean no in the mid-year. So they're going to roll that one pick over to the mid-year, which is probably what a lot of clubs do.
I think generally most of them keep one up their sleeve if they can.
I think they do. They don't want to count on a long-term injury.
Yeah.
You don't want to...
Unless you've got one
plan
now, like Carlton, for example, with Jesse Motlop.
That's it.
So that allowed them to get
Port Adelaide with Avan Soldo.
Yeah, correct. So, well, they've kept theirs for the mid-year as well, Port. So they've still got one up their sleeve as well.
After the break, we're going to talk to Acker. I was looking at the opening round in Sydney and Queensland. Swans Carlton, what a game. It's got the Curnow factor on that. Suns Geelong on the Gold Coast. Suns are coming. Geelong are the old beasts. GWS take on Hawks. If you said there were two teams play very similar, you'd say those two. God, they go Formula One up the middle, don't they? GWS and Hawks.
Got some injury troubles, GWS, though.
They do. They do. And the last one's Bulldogs the reigning premiers at the Gabba. So 4 cracking games, aren't they?
It's a tough round one, isn't it? There's no easing into it, is there?
Well, that's opening round.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but there's no easing into it.
There's no easing into it. We're looking forward to speaking with all of that with Acker after the break.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 4:30 headlines. Fresh explosions have been heard in Bahrain's capital, Dubai and Doha. A 55-year-old woman from Glenside has been busted drink driving at Richmond. SA nun Patricia Pakpoy, a trailblazer in education and social justice, has died at the age of 90. And in sport, Port has returned home after yesterday's pre-season trip to the west. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Jeps Cross, a crash to look out for Main North Road near Matthews Road. Car roll over at Blackwood, which is no good. Shepherd's Hill Road near Sherborne Road, and we're slow for works at Port Adelaide. Grand Trunkway near New Haven Road. Camera Cross Road, Myrtle Bank and McGill Road, McGill today. Get Blackmore's half price off RRP right now at Chemist Warehouse. Excludes bulk sizes. So ends March 11. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. On 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The Weather Bureau's performance.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
My question is, how do you spend $95 million on a flashbang new bloody website that doesn't work?
And it has less information.
5AA Breakfast.
On Saturday, because we were trying to fly out, I kept hitting refresh to see what was going on. There's nothing on it.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
I don't know what kind of UI quality control went into it, but my word, it is a disaster.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Signs you may have Big D envy. You've been invited to a mate's house to watch the footy, but you decline. Another mate's having a birthday bash. You make up an excuse not to attend. And finally, you feel like your partner is comparing what you have to what your mates have. Avoid Big D envy. Get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. From outdoor blinds to stunning verandas, pergolas, timber decking and carports. Big Difference Home Improvements will change your life. BigDifference.com.au.
This Mad March, Adelaide comes together for one massive celebration. Racing, fashion, music and performers collide at Mad March's main event, the Sportsbet Adelaide Cup. From champagne pours and front row views to Club Largo, CC Giddy Up Club and family's own fun. Kids under 17 free. Trackside after racing, Shannon Knoll and the Jungle Giants DJ set. General admission from $35. Sportsbet Adelaide Cup, Monday, March 9 at Morfettville.
If you're looking for custom-made lounge, dining, bedroom and cabinetry all made right here in SA, Nordic Design Furniture is the place. The designs and options are endless and fully customisable. Experience the quality and finish at Adelaide's only manufacturer's showroom. See how real furniture looks and feels. It's made right here by their artisans just for you. No longer Adelaide's best-kept secret. Open 7 days at 43 McGill Road, Stepney. Nordic Design Furniture. Yes, it's a Nordic.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot. From Cairns to Canberra, Perth to Port Macquarie, you can rely on Red Spot to provide the perfect ride for your next holiday. We're the only Aussie family-owned and operated car rental company in airport terminals and cities all over Australia with a new fleet and 100% local Aussie service. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
A Piermount Hotel is your place to raise a glass, enjoy a great meal and settle in. Download Piermount's First Draft loyalty app to unlock perks, rewards, cheeky offers and member benefits across all 7 Piermount hotels, including the Albion. Plus, your first draft is on us. Enjoy a $10 bonus just for signing up. One app, endless rewards for locals who love their local. Visit piermount.com.au to explore our hotels and download First Draft today.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
I think around the contest and holding our line at the ball and testing the opposition and closing their space. But yeah, just playing all of the game. Like from the way we defend as a group to the way we move the footy. It's just making sure that we're doing it together.
It's our Monday footy review. Josh Carr speaking on Port Adelaide's win over West Coast yesterday. 25 minutes to 5. Jordan Lewis from Fox Footy not too far away. We'll speak to Nathan Basset as well from West Adelaide, his first season there. But right now for Parafield Airport Liquor, home of the hardest to find wines, beers and spirits. Life is better with your pals.
Yeah, he's certainly one of those for us. He's a 3-time premiership star for the Lions, a Brownlow medalist. We could read a lot of other things. He's our cobber, Jason Akamanis. Aka, welcome.
Oh, Rowey, we'd be here all day, fair dinkum. But yes, I'm glad you're still alive and good to see Campo just get out of coaching straight into a media role.
Yeah, hey, you still playing golf? What are you up to? Are you still selling houses and that?
Oh, I am selling lots of houses. I'm playing golf, but pretty terribly.
Okay.
I hope that the handicapping, how rubbish it is. I should be off 18, fair dinkum. Anyway, they only let you go out 5. Like I'm trying to go out that far. I'm that bad at the moment. Once a week, 5 a.m. on a Wednesday. Anyway, I'll come down there, play a game with you. We'll have some fun.
Done. Now, opening round, let's start with Sydney Swans. Who are they taking on again? Carlton, they are too. And Curnow has moved from club to club. You know about that. How tough is that first game you play against your team?
Oh, don't they just love it to the AFL? Here you go. Welcome to your first game in your club. I'm just going to roll out your old club. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. Yes, it should be pretty interesting. I mean, he's a star. So I don't think it's going to concern him a great deal once he kicks a couple of goals. But, he knows everything about him. So, it could really help Sydney just get a little bit of insight in some of the matchups, and, a bit of psychology there, I'd say. So, the Swans should have an interesting night out. And if he can't kick a couple, or at least get his clunk a couple, he's obviously got injured, but he's not. He looks really sharp. Last bit of footage I saw of him, man, he's dominating. So early signs, good signs for Sydney.
Well, he's going to have his old mate in Jacob Wiedering, hopefully. I'm not sure Wieders will give him one little inch, Shaka.
Yeah, around the back of the chops.
No, he won't. He's a different cat, but Wiedering will be absolutely petrified if Curnow gets up the ground and uses his athleticism. And if he gets caught just trying to get some body on him, he'll just jump on his head. So I'm sure he'd be just as worried, the big fella. But it should be a good matchup if they're both playing.
Well, he'll be petrified if Errol Goulden gets it and he's running with no pressure on him, that's for sure. Let's talk about your old mob, the Lions. They play the Bulldogs. Three-peat this year. You played in a three-peat. How hard is it, Akka? I mean, it's hard enough to win one, let alone two. How do you get them into the mindset to go again?
Well, that is a question that is probably above my pay grade. But having been through it and seeing all the chaos and craziness and salaciousness of the off-season, I think they'll be fine. They've got much younger group than probably what we had access to. And, of course, everything's different from when we were coming through. We hardly changed because you couldn't. You had to go through the draft. But now you can get players in, and they've got two quality players that have come in, Oscar Allen. And what's the guy from Sydney's name? I always stuff up his name. Sorry, not for City, from Essendon.
Draper. Sam Draper. Yep.
So, they want to go there, so that's a good sign. But it's the other players, you're not talking about Kitty Coleman, these kind of guys who are absolute stars. So, the depth of midfield is incredibly ridiculous. The only thing that worries me, and it would worry any kind of Lions fans, a bit thin just in the tall defenders if they get a few injuries. But, any luck, that won't happen. It is hard. It gets harder because, everyone's up to play against you. They often never win the next week either. If you want to get a good tip, always bet against them the following week, whoever plays the Lions. But they keep coming at you. But from the Lions' point of view, they've got talent to burn. So, if they come in and play their game and play 95, 96% of what they can do, they're pretty hard to beat.
Well, and as you said, the ability to get the academy kids in as well. I mean, you get the Ashcroft boys in, you get Marshall in, and then they had another dip this year. The other one I want to compare...
Annabelle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to compare him to you, Akka, because I think you were a better finisher than him. But Zach Bailey's taken his game to another level in terms of being able to go midfield and forward and hit the scoreboard.
Yes. I often have him, which is illegal, a little multi just to kick a couple, and often he disappoints me. But I think him and even what Charlie's done to change his role, get up the ground, make some tackles. Still got Eric, who's going to come back. But yeah, I think the way he can do it, he's turn a foot, and the ability to sort of run straight, kick straight at pretty much top pace. So it's not easy to do. So he is a quality finisher, I should say, and he's better on the run too. Like some of his set shots can be just. Oh, he has done clutch set shots too, but yeah, he's a star. And of course, you know how it works. You want to play really good in the season you're coming out. The season you're coming out of contract. So no doubt he'll
some
put on
zeros.
a special couple of games.
I think you used the word salacious. It was a bit salacious in the off season. Lockie Neal, that's not going to wreck any sort of chemistry there, is it?
Wouldn't have thought so. I mean, Lockie's well liked. I mean, it's what do you do? I mean, yeah. It's just something that happens. It's their choice. It's none of our business, really. I mean, your teammates, as long as you haven't shot anyone, you're not going to prison, They just get around you, so let's go play footy. He didn't play a lot in that back half of last year.
No.
Obviously, we know about the grand final, but, at 30, 32, it does get a lot harder, and they don't stop coming, the guys that can take your position. So if you can't find a way to kick goals forward or do something, then, being the last season of his contract, who knows if he'll even play on, but I would suspect that he should, because I've got a few of my mates who've been divorced, and let me tell you, they're broke. So they're probably going to need a couple more years of play.
There's no winners.
Get that money back.
He might end up back at Freo, yeah. You got to cut everything in half. That's tough. GWS take on the Hawks. They play very similarly, but poor old GWS have got a few injuries. It's tough to get your best 22 on the park for round one. Most sides are like that. Does that tell us we're training too hard or we're doing something wrong or match play? But God, every team's got players out at this time of year.
Yeah, it is strange, but the workloads, I'm not sure if they're getting any better. They just seem to getting more intense. Maybe Campo can tell you. I know what I do. I help out with the Lions level 3, and that's unbelievable, the loads they do. But they're young, you know. But, yeah, you can be a bit unlucky, and they do come good. But, I mean, the way the Hawks play, just so exciting. I love watching them play. They just take it on. You don't want to turn it over. They're gone. Players are out. I watch the TV sometimes, some of their games. I'm like, who's on these guys? Like, how do they get that free? It's amazing how they play, and they are so aggressive with their ball use. So they're exciting to watch, and hard to stop too if they get a roll.
Absolutely. And the last game, Aka, the Suns, they look like they obviously played finals last year. They got the Cats, so it's the old ball and young ball. Can the Suns go a bit deeper this year?
Oh, yes. I said this time last year, they'd play finals. They did. They won a game. Oh, I think they're even better this year. The depth that they've got outside of Rowey, just getting injured a little bit, you know, no good for a couple of weeks. But, I mean, any time you can get... No one wanted to go to the Suns. I know Gary Ablett Jr. did, but, you know, to get Petrarca, guys like this, you're doing something right. It doesn't guarantee anything we know, but what it tells me is that club and that culture has changed enormously, which doesn't mean that they're going to finish in any spot. But I would think they are a top 4 side. They are so slick and so good when they're on. You couldn't underestimate it. Not that you would. Fantastic coach. And I'll get to see him. I'll call that game on Friday and I get to see him live. But they look even bigger and tougher and stronger. So, yeah, I mean, Geelong will have their hands full.
And 2 old ex-teammates, Michael Voss and Craig McRae. Did you ever think they'd both coach at AFL level?
That's a great question. It's the same as the Scott brothers, you know. Yeah. They say, did they show anything? Fly was pretty quiet in meetings, but being a teacher, you know, teachers are great. They like to, you know, just talk at you. They don't really listen much, but Fly's not like that. He's wonderful. So, I'm very close with Fly, and it's the only time I've actually nearly, but not really liked Collingwood, if I can say that. No one knows. You can say it. But those two, yeah. I mean, Boss is so serious. Oh, man, he looks like world's on his shoulders, and Fly's just a bit more relaxed. That said, he does have an old group. He's got to find some ways and avenues to goal. So I think, you know, Vossi is in for a very good year. I think that team has changed. They've got fleet of foot everywhere. They've got speed. Finally, we were talking about it 5 years ago. I said, Vossi, you've got to get some fast guys. He goes, I'm trying. And 5 years later, he finally has. So I think they'll shock a few teams and be exciting to watch for once.
It's amazing from that era of yours. You just mentioned them, Brandon, Chris Scott, Vossi, McRae. Lepper was a senior coach. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Well, it's a bit like Clarko, isn't it, too, with Hawthorn? There's a lot of guys that played or coached underneath him as well.
Yeah. And Geelong got a stack of coaches, but they also get into administration jobs, you know. You've seen them go into the AFL. Amazing. But so did the Hawthorn team of probably the 80s, 90s, you know. That's the Matthews kind of era. So it's amazing what it must do to players mentally. You know, you succeeded as a player. You just really have just an extra bit of confidence to go, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I can see success and I'm going to have a crack here. And it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. Aka, who are you calling for this year?
Well, I haven't been sacked from ABC, which is a miracle because, you know, ABC they're not renowned for being very fun. But no, I think I've been in front of their tribunal a few times. I've accidentally mentioned, because you can't mention sponsors, you can't do anything. I'm like, oh, look at that McDonald's sign over there. No, got in trouble for that. Oh. You can't do that.
Is that all?
But that's all, yeah. That's all.
Try being me.
But it's great, you know. Oh, I know you've got it hard, but, you know, I just feel good every time I pay my taxes because I get some back. You know, I just pay the ABC, goes to the government, and then they give me some back. Very wonderful.
Good on you. Okay. Just one last one. Who's a slider? I mean, we've got a top 10 now. Who do you think could slide, and who's the team you're really looking like? God, I reckon if they got it together, they could be, you know, knocking on the door for top 4 of the flag.
Oh, God, man, that is one out of left field. Geez, even I don't think I'm that. I don't want Adelaide to be a slider. I think Port Adelaide might struggle this year, so let's go them for the slide. And who can come up? Man, yeah, see, things like Sydney, you know, they just live in their own world and can come back and, you know, got Colonel, got a bit of inspiration, got some forwards to go to. Yeah, let's see how it goes. But I'd like to see Carlton go from the bottom to the top. Be nice. That way Vossi might actually smile next time I see him.
I like it.
Aka, as always, for Powers, mate. You're one of ours. Thanks for your time.
Anytime. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, Jason Akamanis, get your unique... Oh, no, hang on, that's not it. When you're after a special drop, trust your pals to have it. Parafield Airport Liquor, it is the home. All the hard-to-find ones, they are. They're very good out there, pals. Life's better with your pals.
Let's take it to the break with a quote here from Andrew Dillon, speaking about opening round, because as you spoke about every game there except the one at the MCG, which is on the Sunday night, St Kilda and Collingwood. So there's now 10 teams playing an opening round, and there's 8 teams not playing an opening round. Andrew Dillon spoke about that today.
What we found in the last couple of years is actually that focus on New South Wales and Queensland has really helped grow awareness in New South Wales and Queensland, and at the same time hasn't taken away from our round one. The last 2 round ones have been the 2 highest attended rounds we've ever had of over 400,000.
Oh, that is just wrong. I forgot about that. So they la-la'd in Melbourne, oh, we need to have a game of footy at the home and football at the MCG. Well, Crows have to play them the week after, and you did the stat. The teams that play opening round very rarely, if ever, lose the next week. The only ones that do lose is when they play each other.
Well, they get a cider early, don't they?
That's just...
But what about the comment around round one that they've had over 400,000? That's because everyone else who didn't go in round one is keen for footy to go and watch their team. It's got nothing to do with round zero, has it? Well,
St Kilda Collingwood, I forgot that on Sunday.
And how about the irony that it's at the MCG and it's a Collingwood home ground, but it's St Kilda's home game?
Well, and don't forget too, it's the Grand Prix that weekend as well.
Same day.
Oh, it is too.
So straight from Albert Park to the MCG. That's a busy day in Melbourne. Some might be doing the double. 822 300 00 is our number.
Maybe we could get Pete Malinaskis to do the Adelaide, the 500, rolling into a showdown here.
Whoa.
Be no different, would it?
All gather round.
Oh, wow.
But we like the grand final at the end of the year.
We do. Yeah, we want to have something in November, December, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
All right, have your say next. We've got your time for your calls next at 12 minutes to 5. Here's traffic.
Afternoon at Jeps Cross, a crash to look out for. Main North Road near Matthews Road. Blackwood, a car rollover causing really big delays. It's on Shepherd's Hill Road near Sherbourne Road, which is just near the roundabout. Look out for that. Very slow. And look out for Hillier 2, Anglevar Road near Andrews Road. Cameras tonight, Crossroad, Myrtle Bank and Grand Boulevard at Seaford. 40 million reasons to play Keno Go with a $40 million jackpot every 3 minutes. Download the Keno Go app and take your shot at life-changing winnings today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Here is an important message from your engine.
It's time I put my foot down. If you want me to perform at my best, remember to add Flash Lube to our tank every time you fill up. We'll get greater fuel economy and a cleaner fuel system. Best of all, it'll keep me feeling young, so I can really take you places.
Flash Lube, available from your auto store and leading petrol stations. Remember to add Flash Lube fuel additives when you next fill up, and your engine will love you for it.
When you think of Adelaide Entertainment Centre, you think of this. Or this. But we also host corporate conferences, charity galas, and functions of all shapes and sizes, with unique spaces shared by superstars and limited by only your imagination. Events at Adelaide Entertainment Centre are like no other. Make your next event a superstar experience. Visit Adelaide Entertainment Centre's website.
Without doubt, Rowey, the biggest contributor by far to the swear jar at Urban by Bathrooms and Kitchens is David Cox himself. Coxie swears that you can rely on the integrity and the expertise of his dedicated team for your kitchen or bathroom renovation.
Now, a new contributor is in the swear jar, that is Mark the Tiler. Mark swears to greet you with a smile and be millimetre perfect with his tiling. They are elite.
Yeah, Renette, a designer of 20 years with by Urban, swears to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you. And Rick the plumber swears to always be on time and clean up after himself. That's handy.
They're a couple of things, aren't they? That's great. So for a team that swears to deliver on time, on quality and on service, they certainly do all of that. It is by Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens. They're simply the best Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Imagine attending every concert and major sporting event at Adelaide Oval for an entire year. Buy a ticket in the Jodie Lee Foundation and Adelaide Oval MTX Club Mega Pass lottery and you could win a double pass to every event at Adelaide Oval, plus a $1,000 MTX Club food and beverage voucher. The total prize value is $12,500 with just 6,250 tickets available. Tickets are just $10. Entries close midnight March 12. Visit jodieleefoundation.org.au for tickets and T's and C's. SA Lottery licence number M14933.
Aussie kids are active kids, creative kids, sporty kids. Are you a Weet-Bix kid?
Imagine a backyard filled with lush green turf. At one end, a set of cricket stumps. Right now, it's just a backyard. But to your kids and their friends, it's an oval, a stadium, and they can be heroes. Kids love a great patch of grass, and you can appreciate yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it, and importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes to 5. Jordan Lewis to join us after 5. Rowey and Campo, while Timmy's back on Friday. And, of course, have you say on the weekend's pre-season footy, Crows and Port fans particularly, what did you see from your results? Have the results on the weekend deflated you or elated you in your confidence and hope going into the new year? 8223 0000 is the number.
Just a trial game. Players will be back. The NRL, they're ran by Peter Vlandis. He is a bombastic, in-your-face, do it my way,
old school
type of thing. Reminds me of Andrew Demetriou. Very similar styles. Like when you sit in the room, they command it. There won't be a roof, and they just tell you exactly as it is. He's in Vegas now. Vegas had 2 games of NRL to open their round, and a lot of NRL fans go there. They're in Sin City. They love it. It's beamed all around the world through America. It goes to England. There was a Super Series game afterwards, like the English team.
Yeah, they started the game.
That's right.
But they would have been pretty happy because it was a golden point that the Bulldogs won by. So in terms of promotion of the game, they would have been pretty happy. Yeah.
He has a crack, Peter. He's a disruptor, and he loves disrupting. He was talking about the Olympics coming up in 2032. That NRL needs to be, because the host nation can pick a sport that they can put in there. I mean, we've had cricket in there and all sorts with different countries that are host. Have a listen to what he says about the NRL.
I don't know about the FLA, but he certainly wants the NRL. Look, he was very impressed with the way things are organised here. He's certainly learning a lot with the Brisbane Olympics. He's done a lot of work here himself in LA with the LA Olympics, and naturally we want to be part of the Olympics and promote our game, and we might look at putting a state of origin match on in the middle of it.
How's that to start? NFL, AFL, AFE, he knows exactly what it is. He just doesn't give a flying, what. Now, imagine if they did have a state of origin game. That would be huge, because it does.
Well, that would make sense.
It would.
That would make sense for their
just as a game.
Yeah, but not including the sport of NRL in the Olympics.
Well, Andrew Dillon today's decided for the AFL. He's gone into bat for them and said the league's going to push to have Aussie rules included in the Brisbane Olympics. So he says, quote, "Our sport is a sport that should be on that stage. We'll work closely with the Olympic Committee in what form that takes."
Okay, so in the red corner is NRL, in the blue corner the AFL. I think if you look at any measure, TV, dollars, GP, stars, if you were to go around the world to America and other nations and say, do you know about AFL? Or is that game where they talk about our game, not the NRL? Now, they do play NRL, which is rugby league in other Commonwealth countries, so they have a knowledge of it. But they all talk about our game, don't they?
Yep.
So if there was to be a showpiece game at the Olympics in 2032, all day, every day, it'd have to be the AFL.
It's just the timing of it, though. Because when would the Olympics be? That'd have to be September, August, September. So are they going to do...
A bit like the Sydney Olympics.
Well, I was going to say, that was my next question. I'm not sure we've got it earlier.
Finish it earlier.
I remember we did it in 2000. We were playing, we'd be round 4.
Oh,
it was
100.
And it was about 36 degrees 4 weeks in a row. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Brisbane Olympic dates for 2032, July, so end of July to August. So it's 23rd of July to the 8th of August.
Oh, right. So that's right
mid-season.
smack. Yeah, well, that would make sense with the state of origin then from an NRL point of view. Maybe we could do a state of origin AFL game.
We're out. No club's going to support that. Allow players to play right in the heart of your season? No way.
Well, we used to, State of Origin.
We did. Yes, we did.
Played on a Wednesday and then roll up again Saturday.
But we're a bit different.
Have you say on this 8223 0000. An interesting time, and the Code Wars, they continue and try to enter the global field. It's time for the 5 o'clock news, and then we'll speak to Fox Footy's Jordan Lewis.
Rowey and Timmy G.
The FIVEAA Sports Show. Cherry is celebrating 3 years in Australia by having a birthday sale. Save $2,000 on the C5, the Tiggo 4 Hybrid or the Tiggo 8 Super Hybrid. Offer ends March 31st and conditions apply. Cherry for the road ahead.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Got a number of texts. The AFL will never be played at the Olympics, you muppet. Well, we did say that, didn't we? Anyway.
Is he calling you or me that? Or Tuggers?
Probably me. Tiles and grout, they're mould magnets. You can scrub them, seal them, do what you want, but you know what? It always comes back.
Yeah, it's the never-ending bathroom battle, isn't it? But not if you go for Mr. Wet Wall instead of tiles.
That's it. Mr. Wet Wall, 100% waterproof, a stunning smooth surface, no grout for mould to grow in, plus it's installed in half the time of traditional tiles, which means the costs are kept down. And the other thing is it goes straight over tiles. Mr. Wet Wall is the best product on the market.
Yeah, Mr. Wet Wall is really easy to keep clean too. Heaven knows I spent a lot of time cleaning the bathroom. Well, that's probably not true, but sounds so fantastic, Rowey, to get that.
Have you ever cleaned a bathroom?
I do.
Yeah, I've seen Jodie there with toothbrushes getting the mould out of it.
Yeah, well, you got to do it a bit more regularly.
I don't go in and say, would you like me to tap you out? I say, just do a bit harder, mate.
Well, you won't need that with Mr. Wet Wall.
No. Not with Mr. Wet Wall. Mr. Wet Wall, it's a smart move. And with over 30 designs, they're just so classic. There's a lot to choose from. Your bathroom will look $1 million.
Yeah, so why would Mr. Wet Wall? Check out mrwetwall.com or visit their showroom at Unit 466 Humphreys Terrace in Kilkenny.
Star Discount Chemist's Big Brand Vitamin Sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Retirement should be about holidays or buying the fancy biscuits. AFM Wealth Strategy helps people enjoy retirement without the constant fear of running out. Their independent advice shows you how your money can last your lifetime, living well along the way. For a worry-free retirement, you need to plan now. Get in touch with AFM Wealth Strategy, an authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisors Australia, AFSL 464629.
Footy's back, and so is all the action at Tyre Power. Celebrate the start of the season with the team from Tyre Power, and you'll get the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Pirelli tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Pirelli tyres, but only at Tyre Power during their Footy's back sale. It's time to tackle road safety with a new set of tyres at Tyre Power. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
At the Gas Shop, we're known for our range of stunning gas heaters, including gas hot water systems, cooktops and barbecues. And of course, we install everything we sell, so the process is seamless. But we're also your air conditioning people, stocking and installing the best brands.
Use that cool voice again.
Okay.
At the Gas Shop, we'll keep you cool all summer long. The Gas Shop, 161 Unley Road, opposite Target. Cool.
Informing Adelaide for 50 years. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. With the 5 o'clock news, good evening, I'm Mel Usher. Iran has launched another wave of attacks on Israel and the Gulf states. Fresh explosions have been heard in Bahrain's capital, Dubai and Doha. Foreign Affairs is providing emergency advice and information to 115,000 Australians stranded in the Middle East. People are being encouraged to try and catch any commercial flight they can to get back home, but many of the airlines that we use serving that part of the world, Emirates, Etihad and Qatar, are grounded. Foreign Minister Penny Wong says Australians in the region are being urged to get in contact with the government as soon as possible.
Given the numbers, the fastest way to get people home would be if commercial flights recommence. So we want to see whether that commences. I think that most of our like-mindeds are in a similar position given the numbers of people in the region.
Education and transport have been in the state election spotlight today. Labor unveiled a 10-year plan to make before and after school care available to every public primary school student in the state. New out-of-school hours care services will be established at 68 primary schools across 4 years. That's a 20% expansion. Premier Peter Malinauskas says parents need an option when they're working.
Out-of-school hours care provides parents choice. They can choose to pick their kids up when they finish at school, or they can go to an OSH service so they can finish off their shift before having to pick their child up.
Meantime, the Liberals have recommitted to the Greater Adelaide bypass to move heavy freight off metropolitan roads and $2 million to upgrade Tailem Bend. One Nation says it's not getting ahead of itself as 2 new opinion polls show the party is maintaining its popularity. The News Poll and Redbridge surveys both have One Nation slightly behind Labor and almost 10 points clear of the coalition. The opposition has managed to stabilise its primary vote since the new leadership team of Angus Taylor and Jane Hume were installed. A milestone for the O-Bahn today. It carried its first passengers on this date 40 years ago. Michael Pretty from the Bus Preservation Association has told Nine it put us on the public transport map.
It's very unique. So for a very long time, Adelaide's was the longest and fastest in the world, only recently been overtaken by one that is in Cambridge. But for us, it created a lot of interest all around the world for interested cities and for tourism and also bus interest in general.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block is the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, build with Sterling Homes.
The AFL would like the sport included at the Brisbane Olympics in 2032. Boss Andrew Dillon says it makes sense.
There's a precedent for that back in 1956 in Melbourne where, Australian rules football was the exhibition sport. I think our sport is a sport that, should be on that stage and we'll work closely with the Olympic Committee on what form that takes.
Stephen May has addressed his Melbourne teammates for the final time, announcing his retirement on the eve of the season. Demons CEO Paul Guerra says the premiership defender wasn't meeting the club's standards amid off-field issues.
If you listen to what Stephen's saying and how he addressed the group, he's taken responsibility for where things are at. He hasn't been at the club now for the better part of 5 weeks, so he's a long way behind in where he should be from pre-season.
The Matildas have started their Asian Cup campaign off with a win. Sam Kerr scored the only goal for the Aussies to beat the Philippines 1-0. And the 2026 NBL season has delivered record-breaking results with more than 1.1 million fans attending games across the regular season. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, really big delays at the moment at Blackwood. Nasty smash with a car roll over there. Shepherd's Hill Road near Sherbourne Road. Big delays just near the roundabout in all directions. Crash getting sorted at Jepps Cross, Main North Road near Matthews Road, and really busy at the moment. Port Road at Woodville Road due to a smash. Cameras, Robe Terrace North, Adelaide and Port Road Aldinga. Stuck in traffic? Upgrade your drive. The Maserati Grecale GT MY24 demonstrator from 114,900 drive away with a 5-year warranty at your nearest Maserati dealership. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Wednesday sunny 27, the same on Thursday and Friday 29. Right now it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, surrender or be killed. President Trump's ultimatum to Iran as he vows to avenge US deaths. Oil prices soar, tankers bombed and international shipping paralysed. We're live in the conflict zone. Also, a new injection to help Aussies going bald or grey. And a look back as Adelaide's iconic O-Bahn turns 40. 9 News. Your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Still to come, Fox Footy's Jordan Lewis, 3 sleeps out from opening round. West Adelaide's new head coach, Nathan Basset, speaks with us, plus your calls and assessments from the Crows and Power's final pre-season hit-outs in our Monday footy review.
Rowey and Timmy G.
The 5AA Sports Show.
Certainly is, and lines available. Love your interaction. Opening round, yep, Thursday, Carlton, Sydney. It'll be live on Fox. 5 cracking games to start the year. Joining us is 4-time premiership player, Fox footy expert, Jordan Lewis. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Rowey.
Good man. And the 5th one happens to be in Melbourne because you all la-la'd over there and said, oh, we can't have a game of football without it in Melbourne. Anyway, they're going to be great games, aren't they?
That's what happens when you complain enough, and the AFL sees fit to give us a game on Sunday night, just to round out the weekend. So you're right. I think we can all agree on last year was a bit of a farce with the weather hampering some of the games. So I mean, the weather in Sydney on the weekend didn't look too great, but let's hope that doesn't certainly hit on Thursday night, and we can get a clear run at it. Because you're right, there's 5 games there that are juicy.
We just had Acker on. He, as you know, went from Lions to the Bulldogs. You went from the Mighty Hawks to Melbourne.
How's Acker going?
Yeah. Where is he? What?
No, how's he going? How is he going?
Oh no, Acker's great.
Hasn't changed, Louis?
No. You only have to throw that little chip out to the seagull and it just goes ka-chomp. Yeah, no, he's a bloody superstar player, wasn't he? But he was talking about when he had to play his team. Curnow hasn't got time to settle in with Sydney. He's playing Carlton first up on Thursday. You know as well as any, it's tough against your old club.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty about the AFL having a say in these opening games, and I think that's the perfect way to start. And quite honestly, as a player, I think you really want to come up against the side you've spent his whole career at early in the season. You don't want it to be mid-season or certainly towards the back end. You wanted to get it over and done with, and then you sort of got a clear path into the season. But no, he would be nervous and anxious to play, and I'm sure the Carlton back would be nervous and anxious to play against him, understanding how good he is.
Yeah, well, Louis, he's going to have one of his old teammates that he did in match sim in Jacob Wiedering. I reckon Wieders will be well and truly wound up to not let him
test those ribs out as well.
I reckon he might. Now, you would have watched all the games over the weekend. As a player, did you ever get caught up in, whether you won or lost, or was it more about, the process rather than the result?
I think it really is dependent on where the club is at. I remember at the start of 2010, after finishing the 2009 season without a final, it was every game mattered. Once we became a little bit more stable and successful, it certainly wasn't a game that you really cared about winning. It was a game that you wanted to get through, and we sort of refer to them as business decisions. So you'd put your head over the ball, but you wouldn't really go 100%. You certainly wouldn't go back with the flight of the ball. And open yourself up. So there's certain decisions that probably get made if you can afford to do that along the way. But in saying that, I mean, I did the North Melbourne game on the weekend. I don't think they're in a position where they can afford to lose. And yes, it was against the Collingwood side that was undermanned, but they just needed to win. Port Adelaide, it was a very good performance. The West Coast just didn't need that type of loss on the eve of season 2026. So yeah, it depends who you are. Even Richmond against Melbourne. You look at Melbourne. Melbourne needed that reassurance that everything they'd been doing in the pre-season sort of came out in their game. So yeah, it depends who you are, but as a player, I think you just really want to get through unscathed.
Well, the other one too, Louis, on the eve of the season is Stephen May. Can you take us in there around that process? And you're an ex-teammate of his, what he brought to the group, because he had a pretty good career, and arguably, if he wasn't playing with Jake Lever when you won the flag, he was an important player.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that, Campo. I think he was he's really like a Brian Lake. I'm nearly convinced that if Lake wasn't at Hawthorn in those years, we had real trouble with someone like Tom Hawkins. So the bigger type of forwards that we had no defenders that could match up. So no, he was pivotal, and they had a really good mix of he and Lever. They worked off each other well. I mean, Stephen May's a highly competitive player. He also defended really stingily, but his offensive game was good as well. So it's a decision that no doubt wouldn't have been made lightly. I think the players that have left Melbourne Football Club this year are probably the players who are in the headlines the most. So it seems they've got clear air now, and they can really let their football do the talking. And he'll be sorely missed, but he'd been a great contributor to Melbourne.
Yeah, and I agree, Louis. I've watched Melbourne over the pre-season. I think they're a real sleeper this season. I've loved the way they've played in the two games, albeit when they played Richmond at Ballarat, it got finished early. But I just think with Kingy coming in with that sort of IP that he has as a coach, and you talk about clean air, you get rid of Goodwin leaves, Oliver, Petrarca and Stephen May, it seems like it's just freshened up the place.
Yeah, and expose everything that's coming out of Melbourne right now, and rightly so, that Stephen King didn't come in and say, this is the way that I want to play, everything is going to be done, and I'll make decisions. So there was a really sort of collaborative way in which they were able to go about it. But you're right, it exposes other players. Petty and Lever will be those two defenders. Turner will be down there, who he was on the weekend. But
Windsor through the midfield, I like that.
Windsor through the midfield. So players who, Goodwin and maybe some of the coaching staff had a real fix on. These players will, I think, now be exposed to different positions, and maybe those players felt that, maybe Simon and some coaches didn't rate them, but now you've got a coach that does. So, Tholstrup's another one. Can he start to get some minutes through the midfield and sort of half forward and become a player?
Premiership star Jordan Lewis for Fox Footy's on the couch tonight. We'll talk about that a bit later. Let's talk about our two teams. Love the across-the-border opinions of us. Jordan, I love your footy brain. Crows have got a few injuries, but I still think their best will be good enough to, I think they'll be knocking on the door of the top six, say.
Yeah, no doubt. I think they're, you speak about the experience. I know it wasn't great finals experience, but you're playing a couple of finals. You get the feeling of what it's like, and you try and tell yourself as a player that, coming into the next final series that you don't build it up as much, so you're more relaxed and there's a little bit more calm around the place. So I've got no doubt they'll be around the mark again. They made that huge leap last year and just couldn't win a final, but they'll be around the mark. And you'll know more than me about Port Adelaide. It's the unknown, isn't it? But once again, it's sort of like the Stephen King conversation. Kari might come in and throw a few things around and ignite some players who were maybe a bit stale and motivate them. So those sort of sides are unknown. But I think you can absolutely sort of say that Adelaide will be around the mark when September comes around.
Just back to Port, Connor Rozee has to play through the mid-footies game on the weekend. If you got Rozee, Butters, Horn, Francis fit, Drew Bergman, Wines, I mean, that's talent for talent, pound for pound, as good as any going around.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And, he was was it an experiment down back, but because they needed the ball users and some drive off half back and stuff like that. But I think these players, and I think, the stand the mark rule allows these players to really, if there's a mark between the arcs, they can really generate that sort of pocket of space, and I suspect Rozee and Butters and the players you mentioned can really maximise their talents through the middle of the ground, less congestion, and really play through there. But, I mean, that's as good as any midfield in the competition, the players you've named there.
Yeah. My slide is Collingwood this year, Jordan, and the team that I think can climb up, and they want to, with all the money they threw at it with the De Conning and is St Kilda. I think if they can't make the top 10, you know what? Put a bloody bomb under them. Send them to Iran.
That's
hang on. We won't do that. All right, we dump that. Jordan, just...
Not appropriate with what's going on in the world.
We're a little bit left field. We won't do that. But I think St Kilda can be the one that can go up a little bit north.
Yeah, well, I think the off-field or the off-season acquisition suggests that they think they're in the zone to really compete, and to be able to retain Nasaya, which has been a big process for them to get over to Koning and see what that new ruck rule would present to him. I think it's been a great acquisition. And even Liam Ryan. I mean, Liam Ryan's game on the weekend. He's sort of the forgotten player in that deal. He could be a real spark for him forward, and he looks quite lively. So I think you're right. Collingwood's an interesting one again. The conversation around their list demographic will come up. I'm just not sure. Coming into a season, 7 days out, you need to rest 10 players. It's a bit of a question mark for me. I know what you were like, Campo, but I always wanted to play that last game before the season started.
Absolutely. Continuity.
Just to get in some form. But maybe they looked at, post round 18 last year and saw them all tail off. So maybe they're trying to manage their minutes and their players early on the season to be performing at the right time.
Yeah, well, we watched them live. They did a pretty good number on Adelaide in the final, if you remember. Now, I'm sure tonight on the couch you'll talk about the rule changes that have come in. Most of them have sort of just gone unnoticed, but the centre bounce discussion will be an interesting one.
Yeah, well, 360's got Greg Swan on, so they will pose that question to him. I've spoken to a couple of ruckmen over the weekend, and it's not unusual for a ruckman to overthink things, and certainly the ruckmen that I spoke to were overthinking it. But there was some moments on the weekend, I think, where, and Greg Swan's been quite honest, there will be some grey area early on, and the more evidence they get, hopefully it'll become clearer. But that seems the one where the two ruckmen have found a little bit difficult at the start to adjust to. But I think all the other rules will just fall into place. It seems stupid that we used to have 2 players at each end stand in the goal square. No one's even recognised that one. The other thing, I think, speaking to a couple of coaches, the one that's maybe causing them a few issues is that 25th player and managing their minutes and making sure that they're playing enough game time and all that sort of stuff. So that will be an interesting one, how that 25th player the 24th player, 23rd gets used throughout the year.
Yeah. Hey, have a good one. On the couch, who's your team on the couch tonight, Jordan?
We've got Bucks. I haven't seen Bucks since he left the building to go to Geelong, so that'll be interesting to see him again. John O'Brien and Jack is back as host. So
well, make sure he doesn't go the party line, Louis, and go down the coaching line now. We like his opinion.
That's going to be the challenge for him, don't worry.
Well, he's off to Tassie, isn't he? Jordan, thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Great work. He's a ripper. Jordan Lewis, 4-time premiership player, Fox Footy on the couch tonight. They do a terrific job.
Yeah, and people are looking forward to it, aren't they? Yeah. Conversation, plenty to talk about, where your team
all
sits.
All the shows, footy's back. Footy's back.
What a good time of year. Time to check your traffic, 19 after 5.
Afternoon at Darlington, a breakdown the Southern Expressway near Seacombe Road. Blackwood, a car rollover with monster delays. Few cars involved in this one too. Shepherd's Hill Road near Sherburne Road, just near the roundabout. And a smash causing delays at Woodville, Port Road near Woodville Road. Camera, Weymouth Street in the city. Need car insurance? Get $50 off Amy Comprehensive Car Insurance when you get a quote and buy online. T's and C's apply. Lucky you with Amy. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
What do elbows, knees, fists, head clashes and boots have in common? Well, they can all knock your teeth out. But not if you have a Pearl mouthguard. It can even be made in the colours of your team. Plus, your Pearl mouthguard can also be fully claimed on your private health cover, which your dentist can help with. Play it safe. Ask your dentist about a Pearl mouthguard. Search Pearl Dental SA for more. Star Discount Chemist's Big Brand Vitamin Sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
I might speak to you about
a lot can change in 18 months. A newborn becomes a toddler. The DIY project you've been working on should be finished, and your favourite Netflix series could sadly come to an end. But with Sterling Homes' 18-month fixed price contract, one thing that won't change is the price.
Now, that is a guaranteed gold clatter. It means you can rest easy knowing that when you're ready to build, the price is fixed for a solid 18 months. They'll nail it in that time. Zero surprises, and you don't want any surprises. They call them variations. You were in the building game. You didn't like that monthly thing come in? That was a variation. No. Free luxury upgrades. How good's that?
Yep, and it's $15,000 worth of luxury upgrades at no extra cost. Choose what matters to you. It could be reverse cycle air conditioning, stone bench tops, solar panels, and even something else. Plus 2.7-metre high ceilings are included.
That's standard. Now, ask about Sterling Homes. 18-month fixed price contract. Some T's and C's apply. Visit sterlinghomes.com.au for display home locations across our great state.
What's worse than running out of gas during the Christmas barbecue or the gas burner cutting out right as you're cooking your favourite steak?
Come on.
At Max Built Trading Co., we've been keeping barbies sizzling and meat medium rare since 1946. From refilling gas bottles to those hard-to-track-down spares for your gas burner, Max Built has quality products and reliable solutions for all situations. Visit us at Research Road, Paraka, or head to our Facebook page for more.
Your backyard doesn't need another barbecue. It needs a centerpiece. Rustic Wood Ovens handcraft custom wood-fired ovens built to suit your space with stainless or granite benchtops, integrated barbecue options, electrical fittings and expert trades behind every detail. If you're serious about entertaining, you need to be serious about the space. Speak to Rustic Wood Ovens and craft your culinary dreams with wood-fired elegance. Visit rusticwoodovens.com today.
Listen to that. Wow. No traffic, no rush, just space. Out here, there's room to breathe. And the moments you didn't expect become the ones you remember. The Northern Territory. Road trip differently.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
We're excited for the group, excited for the challenges that come our way as a footy club. You know, there's so much unknown about us at the moment, and that's a great position to be in.
Josh Carr post-match in the pre-season, looking forward to round one. Everyone is. It's 23 minutes after 5. Rowey and Campo. Timmy back on Friday, and we're taking your calls, 8223 0000.
Yeah, they looked a lot better, but you couldn't gauge a lot from West Coast Eagles. God, their turnovers. So we know what he wants to do. He wants to be super competitive. He wants guys to stay in line, you know, defend better, be hard team to score against. He doesn't want to go like an F1 all the time, which they tended to do last year because when they turned it over, they couldn't defend it. That's exactly right. So he's just adding a little bit more polish, tweak, class, if you like, and modes of playing to what we had with Ken Hickley last year. And if he can get, we heard Ollie Winesale might have been a bit stale. If he can get a little bit of a lift from every player across the board, and that midfield I read out to Jordan Lewis, man, you know, if they're all fit and firing, good luck.
Yeah. No, there was definitely, you know, if I have a look at the notes over the course of the day, they did a lot right. You know, they win 3 quarters out of 4, which is a good sign. They kick over 100, which is really good.
140 in the end.
Yeah, but anything over 100's a good day out.
Yeah.
They defended really well, so they only gave up 67 points on the flip side.
That's
so
good.
you can still, you know, work on those things. You know, they were a bit better around the contest, which has been an Achilles heel for them.
Has been.
Their ground ball was okay, but it fluctuated, as it does with a lot of teams through there. Their clearance work was pretty sound. I mean, West Coast still had 50 entries.
Okay. Well, that's more than Port.
Which is what Port had 48, but they were way more efficient going inside forward 50 than what West Coast were. They had 16 marks inside forward 50, which was, I think, would be in their review around how they were able to execute their skills going inside forward 50. You know, you think about, you know, Port historically, they've bombed it into Charlie Dixon and Todd Marshall and these guys, and Timmy was always critical of that, wasn't he? Used to drive him crazy. And I think if he watched the game, he would have been pretty happy with how, I remember when he cracked it that once, he goes, come at the ball, you know, like when he does his call.
And Whitlock does that, Georgiadis does that.
I think he'd be happy when he gets back and watches the game with that, and their ability to score, you know, in turnover, not just clearance. They've always been a pretty good clearance team with the guys that you've said.
11 goals.
But their ability to score off turnover is where the modern day game. And so that's the challenge for him with the Connor Rosie one. They need another one like the Farrell to be Connor Rozee, you get to that next level, so they can use Connor through the midfield because the ball that he's getting forward to centre is more important than what he's getting from half-back.
Josh Carr did speak about Connor Rose's positioning.
Well, it depends on what the team needs. And, like so Bergman out, Horne-Francis forward more. The team needs him around the footy. Bergs comes back for round one. So it's I'd like to say it's a luxury to have to be able to use him both back and midfield. There'll be times where, it depends on the opposition and what we need as a team.
Yeah, I think I'm playing him in the midfield.
Well, this was the back six yesterday, or back seven that played. So, Aliir,
tick.
Lockie Jones,
tick.
Harry Ram,
tick.
Farrell,
yep.
Todd Marshall,
yep.
Mead,
yep.
And a bit of Logan Evans and a bit of Jace Burgoyne going through that half-back line.
Yes.
So, my worry would be, geez, if they're playing against Adelaide, how does that look? That back six or back seven?
Yep.
If you're playing against Sydney, how does that look?
Yep.
So I think they got away with West Coast. They had a younger forward line. Young Shanahan was running through there. So they had some younger players. So it's just whether does Radaglia, he didn't play. He hasn't played in either of those games. No. Do they sort of go back to him because he's got a little bit more experience? And he's in really good form the back half of the year.
Finished well last year, no question. So I think finding the ruckman and to get some dominance from that out of what they've got, a small forward that can. I know they don't have Rowey. They don't have that real lightning, dangerous, creative small forward, but they've got three good little fellas.
Will get there. I think just coming to a new club. He's a smart player, Corey Durden.
Joe Richards has filled that forward well.
Yeah, Joe Berry's been that high half forward coming up and resetting. And then if he can get Horne-Francis and even Zach Butters, I think that if he can get him ahead of the ball, that gives him another avenue because they'll just find opportunities to score. So.
And Burn Jones has played a role too.
Yeah, and he's been as consistent as anyone down there. So look, there was a lot to like out of that game, albeit with the and what they were able to do, Rowey, and they were pretty good last year. Port around the pressure, their rating was at 200, so the average is around that 185. So they came to play Port Adelaide, which is a good sign.
I'd like to see Benny Barrett at some stage this year for Port in that forward line. Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Rowey, Campo.
How are you, Johnny?
Slim and Sam. It's the 2nd of February. 2nd of March. I'm not getting too excited yet, but signs are positive Port. But just some thoughts, Crowy. You and KG and Cornsey are the reason I can't stand the Crows. You're so sick of Fanhill. You're so one-eyed. I mean, okay, you had a few out. You had 8 or 9 out, maybe 10, whatever.
10.
But what did Fremantle have out? Okay, and then you dismissed Collingwood when they had Eve out. No, I'm not a Collingwood supporter anymore. I used to be in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the old VFL with Jack Carr and all that.
Yep.
But you just Collingwood made it out. I mean, you were like the Igbo Tono. You were just so annoying. You put your factor figures left, right, and centre. You just bloody. You get to me, Crowy. I mean, you really do. I mean,
Johnny, it must be slow at Port Augusta, and cricket season's finished, so you can't whack Steve. I'm your sport. I've worked it out. I am your sport.
You are.
Good on you, Johnny. Love chatting to you. God almighty. Footy's back. 3 sleeps.
It is.
Footy's back. Are we ready for it?
Yes.
I kind of enjoy weekends off.
But this is the whole thing about the round zero thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of this crescendo to get there, and then it just sort of just...
It's a halfer. Yeah.
Well, it's a halfer. We get to see half the teams, and then your team might be, not then. So you wait an extra week, and then you don't really know where you fit after 4 weeks because this team's had a bye and that.
It's a halfer. I want to know out there, 822 300 are there any South Australians getting in their car and driving over to Melbourne other than the Grand Prix? Well, you might be doing that as well, but particularly for the Collingwood-St Kilda game. Or are you getting on a kite and going to Brisbane and watching Brisbane?
Or Sydney.
Or you're going to Sydney and you're a neutral. You're a Crow or a Port. You're going, no, you know what? Footy's back. I can't miss it. I'm going to pick the best out of those 5 games and I'm going. I don't reckon there'd be one person.
Well, the only 2 states that miss out now are WA and SA.
Yep, that's
Victoria's
right.
represented pretty
ridiculous.
well. Queensland and New South Wales have got home games.
Yeah.
It is
silly, isn't it?
It is silly. Well, it is farcical with the Melbourne one because that's not the
Absolutely
purpose of. When the cat's away, we'll go and play. That's essentially what it was.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
a massive la-la, and they got a game.
Call in 8223 0000. We welcome your thoughts on the footy and anything really in sport. Nathan Basset to join us, who's the new coach of West Adelaide.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening. Mel Usher with the 5:30 headlines. Flights into and out of the Gulf states remain suspended as explosions continue to be heard in the region. Labor's unveiled a 10-year plan to make before and after school care available to every public primary school student in the state. Harrison Ford has received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Screen Actors Guild. And in sport, the AFL wants Australian rules football to feature at the Brisbane Olympics. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, still got awful delays today at Blackwood. Due to that car roll over Shepherd's Hill Road near Sherbourne Road, just near the roundabout, delays in all directions. Crash at Woodville causing delays. That's getting sorted at the moment. Port Road near Woodville Road and busy South Road at Mile End. Camera, Robe Terrace, North Adelaide. At Spotlight's mega sale, save 30% off store-wide. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it. Discounts apply to full-price products. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. See website for details. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. Right now it's 19 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
In the lead up to the 2026 South Australian state election, 5AA will keep you informed.
It's just another example of our state leading the world.
Join David and Will for 5AA Breakfast from 6 a.m. for the latest announcements and opinion.
Pick a poll, any poll.
Then stay across the developing stories across the day with Graham Goodings from 9.
Housing is still a major issue.
And Stacey Lee from 1 p.m.
How can anyone believe your election commitments?
You won't miss a thing.
We're just focused on affordability.
The 2026 state election on 5AA. Always informative. Always Adelaide.
I've found Homemade takes the stress out of managing home care services.
Hi, how may I help?
And with their lower rates, they make quality aged care affordable, which is why they're Australia's best value home care. Search Homemade support today.
Autumn doesn't rush, and neither should you. Experience the breathtaking colours of the Mount Macedon Ranges on this 6-day fully hosted rail holiday with Holiday Wonders. Travel from Adelaide aboard the Overland, then enjoy relaxed sightseeing through Forest Glade Gardens, Viewfield Gardens and the iconic Honour Avenue. Experience the celebrated Q Train, complete with a gourmet 5-course lunch, quality accommodation and meals in Geelong. Holiday Wonders takes care of everything. Secure your place. Book now at holidaywonders.com.au.
Hi, Kyle Chalmers here. Just letting you know that when it comes to flooring, Floorworld has some serious purchasing power, keeping prices low on a huge range of flooring options, including waterproof floors, which is great for me. Choose from wool and synthetic carpets, engineered timber flooring, laminate, hybrid and vinyl flooring. Visit Floorworld, Jeps Cross, Homemaker HQ, Port Road, Cheltenham, The Parade, Norwood and Manopara Shopping Centre HQ. And mention this ad for 15% off.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. The Excelsior Hotel. Live music in the front bar Friday night to Sunday night. The Excelsior, Coglan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better. Dancing Queen. The ABBA tribute show takes the magic of ABBA to the next level. March 10 to 15. Book at fringetix.com.au. 5AA, supporting local business.
Lift your game with United.
When you need to lift your game, nothing lifts like a cat from United Forklifts. If your current forklift is letting the team down, then it's time to lift your game with a cat from United Forklifts. The toughest and most reliable forklift is on special this summer for just $29,990. Lift your game with a cat from Australian-owned United Forklifts. Google United Forklifts today.
Lift your game with United.
Star Discount Chemist's Big Brand Vitamin Sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 24 minutes to 6, Rowey and Campo here on this Monday footy review. We have Timmy back on Friday, away for the week, and your calls 8223 0000, and stay tuned. We have some tickets to give away as well to the Adelaide Invitational. We'll have a double pass not too far away to give away to you.
Let's do our little road to round one. It's the 28th of March. We're talking about the sample. We've gone through most of the coaches. We're now up to West Adelaide's and his senior coach for the first years, Nathan Basset. Bass, welcome.
Thanks, Rowey.
Back in the chair. You're loving it, driving the bus?
Well, I'm not much of a bus driver, but, I am enjoying being the main coach, I guess, again. And, it's been good. Been good to get to know a new footy club and some really nice young talent that we have. So, it's been good fun.
Yeah, I can see you backing in that young talent. You got a bit out, not a lot in, but we will talk about that. 3 wins last year. I'm sure you watched a lot of tape. What is there that you can build on that you really like that is going to be the cornerstone to what we do and what we watch with West Adelaide this year?
I didn't watch any tape. The main thing that I think the club had is a lot of injuries. So, we probably needed to improve our training practices and the way we managed our playing group to better prepare them to compete. We've got some really, some strong young midfielders, but guys that are ready to compete at SANFL level. And, I found them to be really enthusiastic, really positive with the changes in game style that we're making. And we're looking forward to playing our first trial this Friday against Sturt.
Yeah, I see that, Sturt, and then you've got Port Adelaide, 2 Rippers. Interesting, you didn't watch any tape. So you didn't watch any tape because you knew you're going to come in and just totally change it or not. You don't even know you change it because you didn't watch any tape. You're just going to put your stamp, your methods, your systems, your game plan into place, and you'll implement that over the pre-season.
Well, I wasn't sure watching a team win 3 games out of 18 was going to make me feel better about what I was coaching. So I think it was better to come in with sort of clear air in terms of what the players are capable of. And, there's been there's a lot that have the potential to play league footy. And I know every year that SANFL clubs will look at ins and outs and go, well, you've got more outs than you've got ins. But there's always more ins in the SANFL because you've always got guys come up from the under-18s. And we've got some good talented people that have come up from the 18s. A couple will start in the league side. And they're valuable ins that aren't considered ins, but they're definitely ins for our senior program.
Yeah, and one of those, Bass, is Benny Ridgway. Had the pleasure of watching him in his juniors coming through Glenelg. He played with my boys. He'll be a really important cog through your midfield. Yeah,
Benny's a terrific competitor. So, I love what he offers. He's got power and he's tough over the ball. We just try and keep him and Kobe Ryan away from each other.
Yeah, that's right.
So they don't injure each other before round one. But, I love what he's brought to our playing group. And there are some guys, having some experience working at Nord a couple of years ago and obviously at Nord a long time ago. But, from probably more recent experience, you can see there's enough talent in this midfield to be one of the better midfields in the comp.
How is the balance, Bass, coming from a full-time AFL program? I mean, you obviously did it really successfully at Nord, but to get that balance right with the playing group around your expectations coming in?
Yeah, I think you're trying to build a sustainable program. So when they're here, you want them committed. But we need more players to play for longer at West. Our oldest player is 26. We need more senior players. So, we have to build something where it fits in with their life, but that it's still high performance and significantly better than what they're going to get at the next level. So that, we've got guys playing at 28, 29, 30, because now you get to your mid-20s, you're just starting to get to your best football. And, if they stop playing then, we're missing out on the best years of their footy.
So if you can't incentivise them with money, how do you do that? It's intrinsic, isn't it? It's about the jumper, your mateship.
Yeah, it's building relationships with the players. It's knowing that the coaching standard is better, that you're getting looked after off field, that the weights program is of high quality, and they're all those that we get to train on an oval in the summer. There's not many teams that actually have no cricket pitch in the middle of their ground in the summer, and we get to train at our home ground. So that's an advantage for us. So there are a lot of little things that add up to something significant and that keep people playing because they don't want to leave to play for an extra $100 because, you know, the reality is earn an extra $100, you're only going to spend it in a hurry on something you don't need. So better to keep playing with your mates.
Well, you know what success looks like. There's no doubt about that. And you know and you rate the SANFL League. So they're in good hands, Bass. We know that. Name a couple of other players for us to watch come the trial game this Friday against Sturt and then the Port Adelaide one the week after. Who are you keen on?
Well, our big ruckman Caleb's away this week at a wedding somewhere in New Zealand, I think. So Lincoln Pitt will play. He's an under-18 ruck. That'll be interesting. So he played 18s last year. He went to Kumanduk High, which is a long way away. It's about 30 minutes east of Tailem Bend, maybe.
Okay.
So he drives down a couple of times a week, but he's looking to move into town. He'll be interesting. Archie Walsh, Peter Walsh's son. I really like Archie. He's a lovely player. So he's been playing on the wing through most of our match team, and I expect him to play round one. And Joel Parker's a really interesting player as well. He's a high forward. Got fantastic speed and agility. And, we've got some nice young players that are going to make a good impact for our footy club.
Who's going to kick your goals? You got some little sneaky little fellas down there?
Well, I got some sneaky ones. We've got Tom Scully, the 204 centimetre man. Yeah. So Sculls is he's very good, actually. So when Sculls was at Port, I wasn't as excited by him, to be fair, because I didn't think he had too much chance coming out of. You know, it's probably from as far back as he was, but he's a super competitor now. So he's got an opportunity to be one of, if not the best forward in the SANFL.
Be remiss not to mention it. You worked with Stephen May. I mean, obviously his retirement. You obviously had some dealings with him. How did you find Maisie, and how important was he through that period?
I got along well with Stephen. So he was good with the other players in terms of like educating them and working in mastery or craft to do those little extras with the playing group. So, we had a good relationship. I think it was probably fair to say he was slowing down a little bit physically last year. But his knowledge and understanding of the game was very good.
And I guess a player that you missed out on, but you did sign him, but then's gone to the NFL. Is there a chance to get Harry Lemmy back?
Well, hopefully the punting doesn't go that well for him. No, right. I like Lemmy. He's a good lad, and we had him for a couple of weeks, but we keep in contact. But if it falls through, we'd happily take him back because there aren't too many 200 centimetre forwards running around, and I think there's always great opportunities for those guys to get second chances in the AFL as well.
Well, Bass, great to have you back in the SANFL. You'll be terrific for West Adelaide. Thanks for your time. We'll keep in touch.
All good. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Scott.
Work. Nathan Basset, West Adelaide Footy Club coach.
Got a tough round one game.
Crows.
It's the Crowies round one at Richmond. So let's hope they get a big crowd there.
Yeah. Well, he can have a good hard look this Friday because they play Sturt, the reigning champions, and they've only just topped up.
It's a good cider.
And then after that, Port Adelaide, and most of them will be, AFL listed players, and then the Crows. So, look, he'll be fantastic. He loves the SANFL. He knows what success looks like. He's a premiership coach. Went to Port Adelaide, worked closely with them. I know everyone that he coaches, they all rave about it. He can be not surly or prickly, but he's different, Bass, but a good different. Good coaches are different, but God, he's one-on-one.
Well, he cares about his players.
He does, 100%. He'll get a spike out of those young kids, make no mistake. Nathan Basset, our guest.
And speaking of State League players, just some news from around the AFL today. So Flynn Perez, who was with the Sturt side and played brilliantly in the grand final, we did get a few votes for the Jack Odie medal, in fact. He's managed to pick up an SSP spot for Hawthorn, so he's back in the AFL system, Flynn Perez, which is great news for him. And Sam Cumming, who was the pick 7 for Richmond, he was the top SANFL or top South Australian pick, played with North Adelaide in his draft year. He has done a shoulder, so he'll be missing for Richmond for the first 4 weeks of the season. A bit disappointing for the young midfielder who was hoping to basically jump onto the team.
We had that last year. He carried that into his draft year, and he's had it strapped. So let's hope that it doesn't sound like 4 weeks probably suggests he's not having surgery. They're going to try and strengthen it up and hopefully he can get through.
Let's see how that goes. It's 5:45. Here's traffic.
At Woodville, a crash to look out for. Port Road near Woodville Road. Massive delays with a smash and car roll over at Blackwood at the moment. Shepherd Hill Road near Sherbourne Road, just near the roundabout. Delays in all directions. Quite slow too at the moment. South Road, Edwardstown with the camera rope terrace, North Adelaide. The King Living Anniversary sale ends soon. Save up to 50% on selected Australian design award-winning furniture. Hurry, sale ends soon. Shop online or visit a King Living showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Soft drinks, sport drinks, fruit drinks, energy drinks. The sugar in any sugary drink is sugar your body doesn't need. It can get turned into fat, including toxic fat around your vital organs, which can lead to cancer, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Our bodies work best on water. It's sugar-free, fat-free, and if you get it from the tap, virtually free. Find out more at livelighter.com.au. A message from Preventive Health SA.
Today we have Darcy and Daniel from Inspire Care SA. They're a proud NDIS provider with a refreshingly different approach to NDIS support.
Yeah, it's about matching the right staff member with the client, so then both people have the fluid friendship and get to grow and get that rapport going. And then the easy bit is sending someone to a house. The reward comes from knowing that who you're sending is going to have an immediate impact on that individual's life.
If you want NDIS support with purpose, get in touch with Inspire Care SA.
Are you an armchair Agatha Christie? Do you love a little bit of true crime? You're going to love Murder She Didn't Write. Direct from London's West End, this interactive experience puts you in the writer's chair to create an Agatha Christie-inspired masterpiece live on stage.
They're very, very talented. So at each show, this extraordinarily talented company use audience suggestions to create a unique, original and hilarious murder mystery. They're all different, slightly tweaked. All you have to do is solve it. So Ms. Gold, is it Ms? MS is Ms?
Ms?
Yeah, Ms. Gold, poisoned at a synchronised swimming gala. Wow. Dr. Blue exploded by cannon during a hot air balloon race. What, he shot out the cannon, did he? Yeah. Professor Violet crushed to death at a Love Island. Oh, that's Love Island. Recoupling. What's recoupling?
Well, they got back together.
Oh.
Yeah.
On again, off again.
On again, off again.
That's you decide.
Yeah. But will you guess who done it before the killer is revealed? Murder She Didn't Write. Book at fringetix.com.au.
I'm dreaming of a laundry I actually want to be in. Is that even possible?
It absolutely is with Use It, Adelaide's custom laundry experts.
Well, they did build my nana's laundry back in the 70s, and it still runs beautifully.
Exactly. Since 1978, Use It has crafted laundries that balance function and style. To bring your laundry to life, visit Use It at 54 The Parade, Norwood, or online at useit.com.au.
It's not the space.
It's the way you use it.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. Tyre Power stores are owned by local families who understand the cost of living pressures. We're here to help you save on your tyres. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 1321 91 for your local independent owner.
Experience all-inclusive expedition cruising with HX Expeditions and Phil Hoffman Travel. Save up to $6,895 and receive up to $400 onboard credit on expedition cruises to Earth's most extraordinary places, from Antarctica's ice to the Galapagos, Norway's dramatic fjords and the legendary Northwest Passage. On board, everything's included. Meals, drinks, Wi-Fi gratuities and daily adventures. Offer ends 23rd of March. Speak to Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Campo in the chair for Timmy until Friday. And we have, coming up in a Friday's time next week, looking forward to this, we're going to be down at the Adelaide Invitational, which is part of an awesome series, the Chemist Warehouse Summer Series of Australian Athletics Championships. And this is held at Miley in the SA Athletics Stadium, which has got a new makeover. It's got the sassy out the front as well. It looks amazing. World-class athletics returns to Adelaide March 13th. If you'd like to go, we have VIP tickets to get you there with a mate on that Friday night. 8223 0055. Call now. And as we said, we'll be there live with the show. Looking forward to it. And get tickets from intix.com.au.
They wanted Timmy and I to race each other on 400 metres. And we said we'd do it over 4.
Wow.
I know.
400? That's a big ask.
Oh, it's not happening. But that'll be fantastic.
I could picture. You remember Gary Lyon did the hammy on the footy show?
Yeah.
He did that. I could picture one of you two going down doing that.
That's iconic, that.
It is iconic. I felt bad for him, actually, because that would have really hurt.
He did a bad one.
He did a bad
Yeah,
one.
they're not good. Let's go to Kangaroo Island. Hello, Scotty.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good, my man.
I just want to take you back to, hang on, mate, I've just got to turn the car radio down as well. I just want to take you back to opening round and, you know, this scenario of it trying to quash another code of football. The angle that I really want to, multiple angles, I suppose, mate. But, you know, we are now sitting in a scenario where when the AFL season stops, the AFL then want to try and dominate on the back page of all of our papers that they still have the dominant relevance even over cricket. And I detest that, quite frankly. I think that's absolutely abhorrent. You know, we as Australians love both our football and cricket, and we also recognise that we used to play these sports 6 months for one sport and 6 months for the other, and all of those sort of things have changed. That's one angle. The other angle I just want to throw in there as well, mate, is why are we competing against NRL and even rugby union, you know, which is the other mother sport, in trying to, you know, combat. So we're getting back to our opening round. They're playing somewhere else. Good on them. And we're trying to compete against them. Why?
Okay, I see where you're coming from. So the NRL went to Vegas, and they've always wanted to be a week before the AFL. So the AFL thought, well, okay, if they're in Vegas, we'll have an opening round. I get you've got to compete for that same dollar, but this is more about the eastern states, and it's got nothing to do with us southern states. We're ingrained here, aren't we? We love our AFL, but the growth there is all of Queensland and all of New South Wales. So I get where they're coming from. It's not so much competing, it's just I think it's having a presence. And when your competitor, which is a competitor, the NRL, Peter V'landys, is a disruptor and wants to do everything to knock the AFL as a game, as a spectacle, with all these sort of things, you've got to bite back a little bit. But don't be reactive, I think is what I'd say.
Well, how much crossover would there be, though? Like, how many NRL supporters, like diehard NRL supporters, that didn't go to Vegas or whatever, because don't forget, they still play this week anyway.
They do.
Like, they've got the other teams playing, so it's not like there's no NRL on, there's nothing else to watch. But my point is how many diehards are sitting there watching it anyway?
Or it's more converting it. So I've been a Canterbury fan my whole life, or Penrith. And now there's AFL. There's Sydney and GWS and Sydney. I'm now going to leave that, go to that. I reckon you'd be lucky to get one of them across.
Well, I think it's more the experience that they would go, say this week, for example, they've got Sydney and Carlton sold out.
Yep.
You're getting some cross codes that are going to the game and experience the game. Go, this is actually pretty good.
This is not bad.
But they're not going. I don't think they're going to go every week. And it'd be no different than AFL people going to State of Origin. There's a lot of people go to the State of Origin that love AFL.
That's exactly right. So are they competing? Probably not, but you want to keep your market share, I think. And that's what it's all about. 5:54. Let's go to Con at McGill. Hey, Con.
Howdy, man. Hello, man. I just wanted to mention, Andrew Dillon talked about the footy rule changes, but on Saturday the Soccer Laws Board did a number of changes that I hope you guys like that'll be in place for the World Cup. Can I rattle a few off? Yeah, we've got them in front of us. Yep, go for it. 8 seconds countdown clock for the goalies to get rid of the ball. If you're too slow to take a goal kick or throw, the goal kicks will become corners or the throws will go to the opposition.
Love it.
Time limit for subs on and off.
10 seconds. Love it.
Yeah, they can't sook to take
Yep.
You know, a long stroll,
Brilliant.
walk across the field. The one that I like is the injured or pretend injured players.
Correct.
You can call your heels over on the sideline for 1 minute and leave your team 10 a player short.
Yep. So they're trying to get rid of the technical injury delays. I reckon that is brilliant, Con.
Yeah, that's true. Right? And I'd rather like body cameras like cops have for the referees. If they just mouth the swear words at the ref, they might get pinged after the game.
Yeah. I just hope it stops that tackle where the player goes down, does 5 cartwheels, 13 back somersaults.
It's awful. Grabs their leg
in absolute agony, like they're
they
shot.
haven't been touched.
And they haven't been touched. The review says that. They need to fix up the VAR, but
I don't understand that.
It's all technical.
I know it's technical, but if I was a player, I wouldn't want to be seen in that light, would you? It's a bit like we give a fine now around staging.
Staging,
so
feigning free kicks.
Like you go back and whatever. You don't.
Yeah, but you see the skipper run up and stay down, because we need a bit of a break here. It's all tactical.
Mm.
But that is fantastic. 10 seconds.
Mm.
And then 1 minute on the sideline or you're off.
Also,
get off.
Everyone now is about speeding the game up, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Let's get rid of the offside rule. That'll cause some issues.
Well, soccer fans, world sport, football fans, give us a call if you like that, 822 30088. Would you like to see your game govern out? That's what it is. They're governing out you rolling around like you've been shot by a 303.
And here's another one. Well,
give them a yellow card if they do it.
I think they can do.
Well, if they really carry on.
Yeah.
Have you seen the other rule that they brought in for the World Cup, which you didn't mention? That they'll have water breaks for 3 minutes halfway through each half. So guess what that's going to become? 4 quarters. That, and it's sponsored too. So the FIFA trying to just find any dollar they can get, and they're going to turn soccer into 4 quarters of football.
3 minutes.
Interesting stuff.
That's 3 60-minute ads. Nah. That's
360 seconds,
smart.
yeah. It is indeed. All right, 2 minutes to 6. You can have your calls next, and we'll talk Australian Winter Olympic Paralympics next. Lots to talk about with one of the most successful and oldest to do it.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Paint professionals. You know the name and you know what to expect. Nothing but a professional finish and professional service. But did you know that Marty and his team are also the go-to professionals when it comes to rejuvenating your pool? If your concrete or fiberglass pool has lost its beautiful blue, paint professionals can recoat your pool and bring it back to its former glory, like new again. Get the professional treatment. Brush with the best. Call Paint Professionals or visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
Retirement should be about holidays or buying that better bottle of wine. AFM Wealth Strategy helps people enjoy retirement without the constant fear of running out. Their independent advice shows you how your money can last your lifetime, living well along the way. For a worry-free retirement, you need to plan now. Get in touch with AFM Wealth Strategy, an authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisors Australia, AFSL 464629.
A pearl mouth guard is guaranteed to keep your grandkids' teeth in their mouth, not on the oval, the court or the pitch after a collision of some sort.
Just a stray elbow will knock your kids' teeth out.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
So if you're stuck for a gift idea that can make a difference in their lives and in yours as well, because generally, if the kids get their teeth knocked out, the grandparents pay for it, so you're helping yourself. Organise for your grandkids to get a pearl mouth guard, which they're only available from a dentist to ensure correct fit and comfort. They're brilliant, I swear by them.
The difference between a pearl mouth guard and a normal mouth guard you'd buy at the chemist could literally be thousands of dollars, because that's what it would cost to get their teeth replaced, not to mention the pain on the chair.
Exactly. Now, apart from superior protection, fit and comfort, every pearl mouth guard comes with a $2,000 dental guarantee. How good?
Yeah, don't risk it. Play it safe. Ask your dentist about a pearl mouth guard. Search Pearl Dental SA for more.
Star Discount Chemist's Big Brand Vitamin Sale is here. Big brand names at low prices, including Bioglan, Blackmores, Nature's Way and more. Go in store or online to shop. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Connected to our community for 50 years. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25. With the 6 o'clock news, good evening, I'm Mel Usher. The opposition believes the government should consider charter flights to get Australians out of the Middle East. More from Michael Packy.
115,000 Australians are stranded in various parts of the Middle East. International airlines have cancelled flights as airspace over key hubs is shut down. The opposition's James Patterson believes the government failed to give Australians enough warning to leave the region, arguing military action against Iran was likely for weeks. He says there should now be special flights to get people out.
Many Australians have been caught by surprise.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong argues commercial flights remain the most effective way to leave.
We want to see whether that commences.
A special portal has been set up to provide information for Australians in the region.
It's still too early to know what impact the conflict in the Middle East will have at the Bowser. CEO of the Australasian Convenience and Petroleum Marketers Association, Rowan Lee, says retailers do hold 36 days of supply and it will take about 2 weeks for any potential impact on prices to flow through.
It's a bit hard to tell. I mean, we had the sky was going to fall in when Israel bombed Iran, June last year, and nothing happened there. Look, there will be a price impact rather than a supply impact. People should remember also that we have a minimum stock holding obligation.
Another day on the state election campaign for the Premier and opposition leader, Peter Malinauskas, promising a re-elected Labor government would expand OSH services, as well as unveiling a 10-year plan to make before and after school care available to every public primary school student in the state. While the Libs have committed more than $200 million to the long-awaited Greater Adelaide bypass to move heavy freight off metropolitan roads. Liberal leader Ashton Hearn getting blunt when comparing the two parties and what they've done for SA.
They've been operating South Australia for 20 out of the last 24 years and they've done sweet FA very little.
New plans have been unveiled for the redevelopment of 200 North Terrace. A 3-tower configuration, including one up to 30 stories high, is being considered for the former John Martin's warehouse site. The $300 million mixed-use development would include student accommodation, apartments, hospitality and commercial offerings. It is still subject to planning approvals, but construction is expected to start late next year. Harrison Ford received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Screen Actors Guild at today's Actor Awards. The 83-year-old recognised for his vast body of work from the Star Wars movies to Indiana Jones franchise.
As actors, we get to live many lives. We get to explore ideas that affirm and elevate our shared experience. The stories we tell have a unique capacity to create moments of emotional connection. They bring us together.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Whether your block is the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, build with Sterling Homes.
Several sports stars are caught up in the grounding of flights in the Middle East. Former world number one Daniil Medvedev and his family are stranded in Dubai after he won the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships on the weekend. Well, the AFL wants Australian rules football to feature at the Brisbane Olympics. More from Jordan Tunbridge.
With the spotlight on opening round and matches stacked across New South Wales and Queensland, the league is thinking far beyond this weekend. Launching the season in Sydney, AFL boss Andrew Dillon revealed ambitious plans for the code to feature at the 2032 Brisbane Olympics.
There was a precedent for that back in 1956 in Melbourne, where Australian football was the exhibition sport.
Dillon says Australia's most watched, most attended and most played sport deserves its place on the world stage.
Our sport is a sport that should be on that stage, and we'll work closely with the Olympic Committee on life for that time.
Hawthorn is set to be without its best midfielder for the AFL's opening round. Jai Newcombe has been offered a one-match ban for a dangerous tackle in a scratch match. The Hawks are expected to challenge the ban ahead of Saturday's clash with the Giants in Sydney. And Matilda's captain Sam Kerr says they're not getting ahead of themselves after a win over the Philippines in last night's Asian Cup opener. Kerr was the lone goal scorer as Australia held a 1-0 thing in front of a home crowd at Optus Stadium. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there. At Blackwood, still got massive delays with a car rollover and smash Shepherd's Hill Road near Sherbourne Road, just near the roundabout. Delays in both directions. Manningham, another crash causing delays. Taunton Road near North East Road, and a camera tonight on the drive home, the Esplanade at Aldinga Beach. Amart's VIP night starts tomorrow in store from 5 p.m. Save 20 to 60% off store-wide. Plus get free local delivery on orders over 1299. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 15 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow 25, Wednesday is sunny 27, the same on Thursday and Friday 29. Right now it's 19 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, a fresh barrage of missiles pounds Tehran as the Middle East conflict escalates. And now Lebanon has been dragged into the conflict. Fears Australians will pay the price, with predictions oil prices will skyrocket. Also, a stranded truckie's been rescued from SA floodwaters. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
Bathroom Renovators Warehouse. Looking for a stunning new bathroom? Want the high-end look without spending a fortune? BRW can design and renovate your bathroom from start to finish at a budget that suits you. Visit our showroom today and see our beautiful new bathrooms on display. BRW, beautiful bathrooms at warehouse prices. 16 Research Road, Paraka.
We are BRW, Bathroom Renovators Warehouse.
That feeling of a crowd rising up as one as the footy soars in the air. That feeling of a hushed stadium erupting into a roar.
Just wants to burn him off.
If you feel it, you're in on it. Get your 2026 Toyota AFL Premiership season tickets today.
There's your mark of the year. This is
Get in on it at tickets.afl.
If you're over 60, you already know this. Staying strong and fit isn't about vanity. It's about feeling safe and steady, keeping your independence, staying out of hospital and living in your own home. That's why we built Enable Fitness, a welcoming space with specialised allied health support and tailored exercise programs. Enable's clinical experts can support you to build strength and balance, reduce falls risk and grow in confidence. Move safely, stay independent. Visit enablefitnesscentre.com.au.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Campo and Rowey here, 8 minutes after 6 with Timmy back on Friday as footy season continues to ramp up. There's plenty of other sport around. We've been reading your texts, all thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, where you can get unique pies, sausage rolls and donuts from your local independent supermarket. Unique, it is time for something better. I'll tell you what, this next story is an amazing one.
Well, it's amazing, but even more amazing if he can get on the slopes, and even more amazing if he even competes, and even more amazing if he can do really, really well. And I wouldn't put it past him. He's a 6-time gold medalist, a Sport Australian Hall of Fame, absolute legend, Paralympic Games, Australian great. Michael Milton joins us now. Michael, welcome.
Good afternoon, guys.
Now, you in Cortina now?
I am in the Paralympic Village, so looking out. It's a little bit of snow around, but we are at the start of spring, so it's pretty warm and a bit foggy today, I've got to say.
Okay. Michael, I was really going to say, are you all there? I mean, mate, you broke your leg 3 weeks. Talk us through it. How's the leg right now?
So just to go back, 3 weeks today, actually, I fractured the femur in my stump. So it's a very different kind of story than a weight-bearing leg or anything.
Yes.
So, I am actually back on snow and medically cleared to start doing some training today, which is pretty exciting after 3 weeks off snow. I've had surgery in Denver, Colorado, where they put 3 screws into it. And so, it's feeling pretty good. It's functionally, it's great. It's a little nerve-wracking that I might crash onto it. And there, that brings in some scenarios that we don't want to talk about too much. And, but hopefully things go okay and we'll get back on snow and get some volume in and get comfortable skiing hard and then get ready to race early next week.
Oh, my God, that's silly brave, isn't it? Because you must still be in pain, and I wouldn't have thought because you're an Olympian you'd be able to take, painkillers that, might show up in your wee, Michael.
I've got to pull you up there. I'm not an Olympian. I'm a very proud Paralympian.
Paralympian, yes.
And love that we talk about the Paralympic Games because that's what's happening.
Yep.
And, the pain's not too bad.
Okay.
I've got to say, we did some physical testing yesterday. The physios ran me through some box jumps and the doctor was poking around and stuff. It felt pretty good. So, I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
Well, and Michael, it's been 20 years or over 7,000 days since the last time you represented Australia. What's the draw card to come back? Just competitive by nature or just miss the sport?
Oh, they're definitely competitive by nature. I've got a lifelong passion for the sport, and in that 20 years, it's not like I haven't been skiing. I work in my home resort of Thredbo.
But it's a bit different coming to represent your country than it is just going down Mount Buller.
Yeah, of course. But, I'm still skiing at a good level and gravity works on older bodies even more than younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good advantage. And we will, I've made the qualification criteria and been selected and really looking forward to race.
Well, and you're in the two events, the men's giant slalom and the slalom, and that's the closing events. Is that right? So you get a little bit of extra time?
So they would give me some extra time, but one of my failings as a human being is that I don't know when to back off. So I've qualified for the speed events, and they are still on the table, I think.
Oh God!
So over the next few days, we'll get back into some training and stuff and see how it goes. But I'd like to think they might be possible. So
that's the Super G, is it?
So Super G is one of the speed events, and then there's the Alpine Combined, which is a Super G in the morning and one runner slalom in the afternoon, and they get put together.
What speeds do you get up to, Michael?
Oh, Super G's a little more technical. Downhill's the fastest one, and speeds of, depending on the course, 110, maybe 115 kilometres an hour.
Wow.
And then Super G's closer to 100 or so. But, that's a little bit different. I am proudly Australia's fastest ever skier at 213.65 kilometres an hour. But I didn't have to turn in that event. That was just going kind of drag car style.
Oh, God, you're just a different human. You can just hear it in your voice. So you have your ski on your right leg. Is that a normal size ski? Does it have to be bigger? And then what do you call your poles? You have little skis on them as well. Just describe that for the listeners that might not have seen you herning down a mountain, Michael.
So, obviously we've got great coverage on Channel 9 and the app, and if they want to see me ski, then that's a great place to go next week.
Yep.
But I ski on my right leg on one ski, and it's a ski. It's dictated by the rules of ski racing. So there are a couple of options, but largely we're pretty fixed in the equipment we can use. And then I have like a forearm crutch in each arm with a little ski on the bottom that are called outriggers. And so they help me balance it a little bit. But to me, as a passionate skier, snow has magical qualities in terms of how it can make a dirty European city pristine and clean and quiet because it insulates sound, and the amount of fun you can have on snow and the speed you can go on it and the way it works on one leg. It's a little bit like a bicycle in some ways. If you're going to fall left, turn left. And over time, you work that out, and then you work out how to go faster around corners. And there's nothing more fun in life.
And then six medals later.
Well, you're at one end of the spectrum, Michael, but you've also got a 16-year-old young lady who's going to get an opportunity.
Yeah, Liana, one of my teammates. Yeah. She'll be our youngest female Winter Paralympian.
Yeah.
And so, we've got a team involved in 4 sports by the time we have alpine skiing, me, snowboard, cross-country skiing, and then biathlon, which, of course, is cross-country skiing and shooting. So got some amazing athletes. Liana's been doing a great job all season and improving her rankings and really coming up through the ranks. So that's great. Lauren Parker are backing it up after last year in Paris, 2 years ago in Paris, tracks cycling and triathloning, and now coming out in cross-country skiing. And, there's some really cool stories within the team.
Yeah, that's great. It's going to be fun to watch. But let's give the listeners a bit of a background on you. You had your leg amputated when you were 9 years old with a rare bone cancer. How did you cope with that as a young fella?
Oh, I was a 9-year-old. I just kind of, bumbled through it with youthful ignorance. So, sure, there's tough times, there's adaptations, there's changes. I had a really cool family. My parents were just really supportive and really encouraging me to get out and ride my skateboard again and knock my skin off my fingers and knees and all of those sorts of things. But we're a skiing family, and they started a ski shop the year I was born. My dad used to be a volunteer ski patroller at Thredbo. And so the question, the very first thing I kind of started to think about when they said we're going to have to cut your leg off was, will I still be able to go skiing? And it was a long time ago, so I saw a videotape of a guy on one leg skiing, and all through the worst times of my treatment, it was always like, let's watch the skiing video, let's watch something happy, let's have something to dream about and to look forward to. And, basically life's been about skiing ever since.
Oh, you've certainly done that. So how old are you now, Michael? 20 years since the last one. You'd have a 5 in front of it, wouldn't you?
52.
I'm 52 years old, and... this is it's a really interesting thing because I went to my first Paralympic Games at age 14 back in 1988.
Wow.
So to see the evolution of the games and what's changed from what we did in 88 through to 2006 and then to come back now 20 years later and see where the sport's at, where the games and the movement is at, and really interesting to be a part of the movement for so long.
So you're sitting up there at Thredbo, you woke up one morning, you said, you know what, I'm going to have another crack at the... What went through your head to think after 20 years you could win another gold, Michael, in the Paralympics?
Well, I'd just done well in a Thredbo Village Series race, and I'd worked on the race, I'd set the course, but I also skied pretty well, and I started thinking, Lindsay Vonn can do it. I might be a little older and been out of it a little longer than that. And so I went to bed and I could not get to sleep. I was shattered. I'd been at work since 5 a.m. But, I just I couldn't get it out of my head. So I rolled over and turned my phone on and started reading selection criteria and going through what I needed to do to qualify. Jeez. And, some new gear to conform to the newer rules in racing and this sort of stuff. And, it kind of went from there. It was an interesting conversation with my wife. I think she thought I was joking when I first brought it up, but I kind of brought it up 3 or 4 hours later again, and she's like, "You're serious, aren't you? Oh, this is a problem." So I've bribed them with a trip to Italy to keep them on board. Unfortunately, that's not going very smoothly because they're stuck in Doha Airport for the last 3 days.
Oh, so, my goodness. Are you worried?
They're look, safety is definitely an issue and something, but at the same time, it's not too bad. The bigger issues for them were just come from Australia and they had 2 nights on the floor at Doha Airport and not eating for 24 hours. And it was just a tough situation without any sleep and stuff. They're in a hotel now, so they're feeling pretty happy and comfortable relative to where they're at. But, of course, we don't know how long that's going.
Geez, Michael.
So, we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Thoughts with you, mate. You're very calm with you. And your kids, how old are the kids?
Kids are 19 and 17 now, so they're pretty capable. They're helping mum. They're doing good things, and we'll cross our fingers that they can get out soon.
We certainly cross our fingers for everyone in that Middle East. So can you communicate with them? So there's communications okay into Doha, is it? Like phones,
etc.? There was a few issues keeping their phones charged and access to PowerPoints and stuff because there's 50,000 people in there. So, but in general, it's been pretty good. And now they're at a hotel, all those problems are fixed. And, I guess as an athlete, we're pretty well trained to understand basic sports psychology. You worry about the things you can control and, the situation in the Middle East is something that I can't control at the moment. So I'm pretty focused on what I can, which is today is my first day back on snow post-injury. So really looking forward to that.
All right. Well, let's hope you do well. We'll be watching you with some real interest. Just an amazing story, Michael. You're an amazing human and a fierce competitor. So we wish you well,
Good
mate. And we're crossing everything for your family that they can get there and see you whiz down that mountain, mate.
Thanks, fellas.
Well done. Michael Milton, 6-time. Just a 6-time.
Incredible. 7,000 days.
He woke up and said,
it'd be like you and I just waking up going, I might have a crack at the AFL again, see if I can get fit and get back on the track.
Well, that's not
what do you mean a bit different? Well, you could
God, I feel sorry for him and his wife and his
that's
kids.
tough.
Stuck in
There's
coma.
enough going on trying to compete at that level without your family
And a broken leg.
And it's not just because they can't get on the flight, or they've missed the flight, or it's been delayed, or whatever. Like, it's serious.
There's a war.
It's serious.
Yeah,
I think
serious stuff
Doha got bombed, didn't it?
I'm not across the full details. We'll let the 5AA newsroom deal with that.
Emirates or Doha?
Dubai, yes, that one certainly did. The Australian Grand Prix, of course, is this weekend, the Formula 1 too. Let's just quickly hear from Travis Hall, because while we're speaking about the chaos that's happening with airports and flights, it's impacting the Formula 1 world too. Let's have a listen.
No doubt the events of the weekend have thrown out the travel plans for the teams and F1 themselves. F1 are experts at moving people around the world, and so they've quickly rescheduled flights. I'm told everyone's now locked in and arriving within the required timeframes, and so there'll be no impact on our race, but it's certainly been a busy 48 hours, particularly for F1.
Yeah, massive for them. And
goodness me,
all the testing's been in Bahrain, so it's all in that part of the world.
It all pales into insignificance when you think of what's happening over there with human casualties and lives. But look, life goes on. The F1 goes on. It's a big machine.
Our thoughts
Actually,
with
that's
everyone
probably
involved.
the biggest machine, isn't it?
Well, moving
you think
things.
about that's
Yeah. There's
Name one
shipping
bigger.
containers and boats and stuff that take all sorts of those freight's worth of equipment and cars and
Will be mostly air,
buildings
wouldn't it? Most of it would be air travel.
Well, a lot of it is actually freighted and weeks in advance, because they do multiple groups worth of travel, I suppose, from one. So there might be one set of equipment that goes to Australia, and then because the next race is going to be somewhere else, they've got a second one going from Europe to there, just so it's ready, and then that Australian kit goes to the third race. So they're sort of intertwined. It's very, very complicated, but they do it very well, Formula 1.
Have you watched the new Drive to Survive? That's just got
Not
released.
yet.
I watched a couple today.
Okay.
Good. Would I like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives you a bit of an insight into... It actually was one of the things that got me back into, most of those things are, you look at the basketball have done it, the NFL have done it, the AFL have just released one leading into the season. It gives you a bit of background into what's happened the year before, so that you can understand the storylines a bit better. So I think they do it really well now.
Well done.
They really do. Let's get to a break. 22 after 6, the Adelaide Crows have their AGM tonight. They've recorded some news and they've reported their profits for the year, so we'll go through some of that next.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. Head to the 5AA live stream.
Live life your way with personalised disability support and aged care services. Visit completecare.com.au today.
Today we have Darcy and Daniel from Inspire Care SA. They're a proud NDIS provider with a refreshingly different approach to NDIS support.
We don't have uniforms as such, but we want it like a couple of good mates out just sharing an afternoon out.
And you would see the results from that.
We don't have the turnover. We don't have the disgruntlement from the client. They're not looking at their support worker with their head buried in their phone. If you're looking for support or you're looking for employment, we have the person for you. Give us a chance.
NDIS support with purpose. Get in touch with Inspire Care SA.
Sliding doors and windows, they've got one job: to slide open and close with ease. But what happens when they don't? Well, then you call our friends at Rollerco. Rollerco has parts for just about every sliding door and window ever made. Their range is enormous, way more than you'll find anywhere else. They can even give you advice on how to fix it yourself with minimal fuss. Do what I did. Call into Shop 3, 26 Jacobson Crescent at Holden Hill, or visit the website rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
There's something about a good local, that feeling when you walk in, you settle yourself and you know you're in the right spot. That's what the Piermount Group is all about. 8 neighbourhood favourites, the Albion, the Australasian, the Blair, the Flagstaff, Mansfield Park, the Stirling, the Marriotteville and the Seaton, each of their own different character, built around a warm hospitality, good food and that familiar sense of being looked after.
They are simply the best pubs. Now there's a simple way to make every visit feel, well, even better. Download Piermont's First Draft loyalty app and you'll unlock genuine perks, rewards, little surprises, and yes, your first draft is on the house with a $10 bonus just for signing up. How's that? So if you love your local, explore all 8 pubs, download the First Draft app at piermont.com.au.
Imagine waking up to a to-do list that includes
Ace.
Don't you dare. Fancy a dance?
Downsize and upgrade your lifestyle at a Living Choice retirement resort and swap chores for choices. Gotcha. A choice of locations to live, passions to pursue, and ways to feel young again. For a limited time, enjoy a $10,000 lifestyle package. Conditions apply.
To happy days.
Visit livingchoice.com.au.
Hi, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. Our primary goal is to enable you to have energy independence way into the future, keeping your power bills under control. Homeowners still have a chance to take advantage of the cheaper home battery rebate. NRG Solar can help you lock those rebates in with solar and battery systems designed for maximum savings. Our installers are booking out ahead of the next rebate drop. So get in touch with NRG Solar today. Visit nrgsolar.com.au, leading solar in SA.
The cost of living is out of control.
But Family First will take the pressure off. They'll cut migration, approve more housing, cut family taxes and slow the race to renewables.
Vote 1 Family First to take the pressure off the cost of living.
Authorised by Lyle Shelton Family First Party, Norwood.
Toolkit Depot's Price Beat Promise means you get low prices on your favourite tool brands.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
And 26 minutes after 6.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, well, a good set of numbers. The Crows' financials have landed. The AGM is tonight. I can report that our very own 5AA's Graham Goodings has been re-elected, member-elect. 34% increase in operating profit, $5.21 million. Good time to have a good profit when you're building something worth $100 million. That'll be done at the end of the year. Total revenue up 10%, record membership, significantly improved net asset base. Average AFL home attendance was up, all on the back of finals, I'd say, without a shadow of doubt. As I said, a good set of numbers. I'd love to know how they've been reporting in their balance sheet the Westlakes property that they're going to be out of. Do they sell that? Does the lease come up? Can they on-sell it? Or do they just walk out of there for 0.0?
Well, do the Sandful still own that?
No, they don't.
So who owns it?
Well, the land's owned by the developer who bought it, and the property is owned by them. They own that freehold.
Well, it's going to be interesting with what they do because that's a pretty big infrastructure in terms of the
They were trying to get the
ground's
there.
okay because you need some open space and that for the residents that are through there, but. The building itself is quite a big infrastructure now.
So, I mean, that's a massive asset. They don't want to walk out of it for nothing.
Well, who's going to buy it?
I might have to read the balance sheet and just see how that's been reported. Because it's a big piece of infrastructure sitting on a big bit of dirt that they don't own.
Well, is that maybe included in that net asset base of the 65?
Well, it could be because that's what I'm saying. So if it is and they walk away with nothing, well, that drops. But then they've got a property that's now worth $100 million because they've just built it. And they'll be moving in. When did we hear that? November, December.
November.
Yeah. Anyway, they're making money. They're totally funding their programs. And remember, every football club's non-for-profit. So it's about pumping money back into your club, and they've been able to do that. So well done.
Very good indeed. 28 after 6. We're going to talk footy next with Jordan Lewis.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
The Weather Bureau's performance. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
My question is, how do you spend $95 million on a flashbang new bloody website that doesn't work?
And it has less information. 5AA Breakfast.
On Saturday, because we were trying to fly out, I kept hitting refresh to see what was going on. There's nothing on it.
Adelaide's